We're live, so
We're live.
here we go.
Oh, God, Basement Soul just cracking out of that. Welcome, everyone, to episode 130 of No Bucks Given, right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel. You know what it is. You know what it's all about. It's about the stuff that we want to talk about that's going on in the world. It's just No Bucks Given, because it's a play on words. Fucking that goddamn Sarah, the fucking foot picture. I can't. Why does that have to be a thing now?
It just is. It just is.
You don't like the SJP?
I'm not in the foot fetish. What's up, Alpha? Joining us in the Chiz. We got the usual crew. We got Basement Heather and Jay Pizzle with us this fine evening. CM Punk in the house. How you guys doing that?
Are you drinking Pepsi?
Nope.
Are you drinking cum? Oh, yeah, so cum.
Yeah. It's a brew shin chew.
Listen, pal. Just because you don't fucking like it.
I'm not your pal, buddy.
You got it, right?
Oh, I'm Vince McMahon, that pal. Listen, pal.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't be Vince McMahon anything right now after that fucking documentary came out.
Give a shit. I'm in a bad fucking mood today.
I feel like Vince McMahon
Ooh.
does give a shit. If you know what I mean.
I'm in a bad fucking mood today.
Wait, you gotta do the. I hit the wrong button.
But
Got
you're
a
right.
fucking dog that won't quit pissing on my floor.
Heather.
You said it.
That evil stare did not deny anything.
You just called Heather a dog.
I don't know if I did.
You just did.
You did.
You did.
I was more like, Heather, take control of the dog.
He had so he's
Yeah, that's
been
a stretch.
out. Like
I know.
we've been trying to get him out like every hour to an hour and a half.
Sorry.
And he just for some reason likes pissing on soda boxes.
Was it happening with his previous owner?
No.
So then he's
What the
probably
dog
just acting out because you got left behind.
But he's here very often. So he knows he's not supposed to piss on the floor. If he has to go outside, he knows to let us know.
It might be some sort of retaliation.
Mhm.
From what?
Joe abandoning him again.
So
Yep.
take it out on me? I'll put
Well,
that
that's not-
motherfucker
see,
out.
dogs aren't smart enough.
You know what, JP? I think you're right. I think the idea is that you should schedule a Teams meeting with the dog,
You should piss on the
and
dog.
then that way,
I did schedule team meetings with the dog and rubbed his face in it.
Saw what happened with
start
that
of
on
the
Rick and
meeting.
Morty.
What was the feedback? Yeah.
Where
What was
are
the
my
feedback?
balls, JP?
The dog is in his fucking kennel.
Where are my balls?
That's where the dog. That's what the dog's doing.
No, he's doing time. You do the crime, you do the time.
I love how Roosh and Chew, and the first thing he just says in the chat is, "Hey, look at that ass," and I for a second thought he was talking about JP. I realized he was talking about the thumbnail. Oh man. Hey Alpha, seriously, Mike Tyson has an ass Basement will want. I mean,
Bit old.
I guess we might as
Firm
well
enough for me.
start that one off. Let's talk about that whole the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Now, I watched it. I watched it afterwards. I watched it. I think last night. You guys watched it after. We didn't watch it live. Is the point? Right?
I did.
To do a live stream. Oh, you
I
did.
did
Okay.
watch it live, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
And everyone loved it.
Well,
There was maybe one match on that.
Is
entire
that- was
card
that what
that
we're
was
gonna-
good?
Okay. Well, there was 7 other fights. I haven't watched all 7 other fights, so I don't know. I'm a big boxing fan. Always have been.
Stop pissing in a cup. What are you, The Rock?
No, I need to go.
I'm actually a boxing fan too. I was a fan of boxing when it was actually good.
Well, the fight before it was really.
It
good.
was
I
okay.
heard.
So I only really watched that fight and the last fight, and the women's fight was hands down one of the best. I think the best women's fight I've seen.
I didn't see the women's fight.
The
Yeah,
women's
I
fight, oh, it was
but,
so
but I
good.
heard, but I had heard through various people on social media that the women's fight was like superb and very dramatic, very back and forth, very.
Oh, I guess I'll just have to go back and watch that fight.
Yeah, watch the
By the
women's
way,
fight. I heard the men's fight before because it was the men's fight, then the women's fight, then Mike Tyson and Logan
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the men's. The one that you thought was really good, I didn't see, and the one that I thought was really good, you didn't see.
Exactly.
So
And by the way, obviously, for those who didn't catch the whole thing, boxing pay-per-views are very different than wrestling pay-per-views, where usually with boxing pay-per-views, there's about anywhere from 7 to 10 matches in the entire card, but obviously there's usually one or two like big marquee fights that they promote the show for. So obviously this one being Tyson and Jake, and then you had all these undercard matches underneath it, which I heard, like I said, I didn't watch it, I only watched the main event, but I heard overall the undercard was pretty damn good in comparison, like in terms of match qualities.
If you look at this, the way that this was booked, so to speak, you had the glitz and glamour at the end. They did it just like the WWE.
yeah,
Yep.
but the
Would
problem
do their-
is it's
So, and anybody that, okay, here's the fucking thing, people. If you actually started watching that fucking fight and thought it was going to be worth a fucking watch, the only reason you were watching it is to see if Mike Tyson would actually knock Jake Paul's head off.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to happen.
everybody pretty much knew it was not going to happen, but the
Well,
hope
then-
was there.
So why is everybody complaining that the fight was trash?
'Cause
It's
the
a
fight was
the
trash.
guy's 58 fucking years old.
This is where I'm saying,
you
like,
expect?
okay, so this is the problem when you market something so heavily and you deliver shit. I'm not saying you're wrong. People shouldn't expect this fight to be some fucking grandiose, great thing. It should have really been like an exhibition one-off, but they built a whole card around it. They hyped it to the fucking moon, and it already got postponed once.
They hyped it to the moon because it's Mike fucking Tyson.
I know, but when he got in the ring, honestly, he might as well have had a walker the way he was hobbling around.
I don't disagree with you. But everybody's sitting here saying, I'm not going to say who. I'm sitting there watching these guys talk about the fight, and two of these guys, they act like they are watching boxing for the first fucking
Are
time.
you talking about the announcers?
Like they expected Mike Tyson to actually fucking move like he was 20 years old again.
So one of the guys announcing had fought him 4 years ago during COVID, and he's like,
No, we're not talking about guys who are announcing. We're talking about guys we saw on YouTube.
"Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah. Well, people are retarded then. I'm sorry. He's 58 years old. You already know. Like, I mean, the best thing for me,
Really?
what would have made this match, this whole night incredible, is if after he showed his ass, kissed a man, walked away, shown his ass, in like the first 10 seconds, he just knocks Jake Paul out. That would have been fucking incredible. You wouldn't
That
have
would've
to
been
see him hobble
hilarious.
around. You wouldn't have to see Jake Paul showboat. Like the weird thing for me is outside of money, because yes, they got tons of it. Jake Paul is such a joke of a competitor. He's like, the thing is, he's like,
yes and no.
yeah, well, the thing is, he does the training, he does boxing, but then he ends up like fucking the way that they've picked his opponents is just a disgrace to any work he's put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So I do agree with that.
I don't disagree with that.
He needs to stop fighting people that are not boxers
Yeah.
or are fucking almost at retirement age.
After this, I saw on Twitter his next opponent, and it was fucking Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
I mean,
shit ton of
he's
dudes,
gonna
walking
see
into a
if Warren
retirement home.
Musk have a fight with him next. Look, if Jake Paul really wants, here's the thing. I
By the
said
way-
this. I think I said this to Connor before we got on here.
Mhm.
I will give both of them their props. They at least put the work in and are halfway decent. Jake Paul's a halfway decent boxer. I'm not saying he's an elite. Logan Paul, when he joined the WWE, it was like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. And he shocked the world and is actually pretty fucking good.
You want to know the key difference is that Logan Paul respects the WWE. Jake Paul doesn't as much.
Again, and I understand that. I would say that Logan Paul is better at what he does than Jake Paul is.
1,000% agree.
I just think Jake Paul's not bad, but they're really good at marketing.
Yeah, I was about to
The
say
problem I
that.
have with Jake
I do
Paul-
want to talk about Netflix here here soon, but because that's where the real issue was.
What's up, Casey? It's wrong.
So The difference is the difference is one is supposed to be fucking fake and the other one's not. And
Right.
too much of what I saw in Jake Paul's fucking highlight reel, I'm like, this is trash. He's not a bad boxer. Like he's got the fundamentals down. He can box, but like he's some guy in the middle of the ring drops his glove and he just clocks him in the head. That was one of the
So-
highlights. I'm like, that is the fakest fucking shit I've ever seen.
So
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say a couple of things I actually enjoyed about the actual like environment itself. Like I love the big fight feel. I love that like that kind of environment, that crowd. Man, he like Jake Paul felt like an odd duck, like just like he stuck out like a sore thumb. Tyson
Well,
fit in
and
obviously, like everything flowed very well, but like to your point, Basement, it's like he just didn't quite fit in this environment.
It's so weird too because he came in the back of a fucking truck or car, right? And I'm like,
Yep.
this. It's so WWE that I can't separate the two, especially with the way that they've really. You can tell this fight was like, we're not gonna fucking kill
And
each other in the ring.
So,
to JP's point, I think you mentioned this actually when we were doing HGGM, and I actually, the more I thought about it, I do agree with you. I would not be surprised if TKO try to get their hands in on this and eventually
I see it.
get all
I,
three.
I will say that I will say this right now. What this fight did with the people showing up to it,
Yeah,
the amount of people that were at this fight, they're trying. Jake Paul is trying to make boxing legitimate. He couldn't be the one. I could see him as a promoter. I don't see him as a top rank
Oh fuck no!
boxer. I'm talking about his
Business
influence.
Yeah.
Him being an influencer.
The problem you get with this, and it's a double-edged sword, the exposure is great, but if you're not putting on a product consistently that people will pay for and want to see, so
Yeah.
if this is gonna just be the tail of the
17
tape,
million eight, by the way.
yeah, like I can tell
So-
you it's not sustainable. This is a great way to boost awareness around boxing,
Oh, I'm
and I
saying-
think they did a good job with the undercard
So
being good.
That's what I'm saying. I said raising awareness to get
Yeah.
boxing back where it once was. The
Yeah.
match underneath this main event was that fight.
That was the women's match.
Which is
Was
the
it? Because I didn't see it.
The women's
Which
match
is
was
the-
before this.
The men's fight before that was really fucking good.
which that's kudos to them.
That
because they're
fight
smart
was
to get
fucking
the eyeballs.
awesome.
See, this is the best way that you can book a. Okay, so if you know the main event is going to be shit, like if you know it's going to be old ass Ric Flair versus old ass Hulk Hogan, you need to load the mid card with great
Yeah.
wrestling, which
be
is
awesome.
kind of what they did here. But it's still rough because if you ask 90% of people, maybe 99% of people, they wouldn't know anything about the mid card except for the fucking two top fighters.
Right.
So Alpha, I'm not saying you have to take Jake Paul seriously. I think Jake Paul is trying to raise awareness to boxing. He has that influence because of his followers. He has millions and millions and millions of followers. And this is why Netflix kept crashing.
Also, I gotta say, kudos to the production team in terms of the hype videos especially for Tyson, like showcasing like the highlights and everything of him. And I really forgot how fucking terrifying he was as an individual.
Oh my God, Mike
I mean,
Tyson.
there's a reason
when
that
I-
he took over social
when
media when he was
I-
younger, or media in
I
general.
used to watch boxing with my grandma. I'd go over there on a grandma would get all the pay-per-views. She
Yelled
loved fucking boxing. So she was Evander Holyfield. I was a huge Evander Holyfield fan. My grandma fucking loved Muhammad Ali. If you said something bad about Muhammad Ali, you got a frying pan to the back of the head.
Also,
Right? She was into it. So I grew up watching it, and Mike Tyson, when I would watch him, when he first came out, I'm like, he could have killed somebody in
Yeah.
the ring.
And he had that
Oh,
intensity. He honestly, he reminds me of Brock Lesnar
I was gonna say,
in the type
Aura,
of
yeah.
such a special talent.
almost like Taz too.
but also like the guy was not. He was somewhat insane.
Legitimately,
Yeah,
it was
like
a legit concern. It was a shoot.
he,
By the way,
he
I
would have
might
been
be
in jail for sure if he wasn't in boxing.
oh my god, yeah.
100%.
I might be in the minority in this, and I might get some eye rolls. I don't
I
give a
don't
shit.
know about that,
Always-
Alpha, because if you watch the undercard to that fucking fight, boxing isn't a joke.
They're having
What?
problems promoting it. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, too many eyeballs in the product.
Because after the big surge, like boxing went through what WWE went through in the Attitude Era, and it's never really recovered. After like Tyson, Holyfield, all these guys, they didn't recover since then. They had like a stint with Conor McGregor
It's almost
Yeah.
like New Japan.
and a
New Japan
stint
had like a
with
massive lull after certain people left.
Well,
a
who
stint with
did
Tyson Fury,
who did Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather.
Khabib, and that's when he
Yeah.
broke his leg.
Yep. Real quick side note. I don't know about you guys. I was happy to have Mauro Ronaldo back on commentary. I mean, a big
He
deal.
looks like Mauro Ronaldo. I looked at him. I'm like, man, he looks like if Clark Kent hit 50.
But
I don't like Mauro Ronaldo.
He is a bit much, but
I missed him. I like him a lot.
I cannot stand listening to the guy. He's so fucking annoying to me.
the problem.
he-
Okay,
he-
honestly, like you have to look at who he was talking with. Fucking Rosie Perez. Why the fuck is she even there?
I mean, I don't know. Shit. Fucking Shaq was there. Triple H.
Well, everybody was there. I mean, look, it is what it is. It was an event. And I for everybody shitting on Jake Paul, I would say as far as his
As a boxer,
boxing,
yeah.
yes.
But as a
But
businessman,
it's
marketer,
trying to
promoter,
raise awareness, and he's not making a joke of it. He's not that bad. He's never gonna. I will tell you this: he will never get in the fucking ring with a Mike Tyson at the age of 21 and be able to compete. He would be knocked out within 5 seconds.
The problem is he's a guy that would be very forgettable in boxing prime. But you know what? This is kind of what they need. They do need a resurgence. I don't like Jake Paul, and I think that's part of the gimmick. You're not supposed to like him. He's supposed to be hated by everybody.
I'm not a Jake Paul fan either. I'm not. I'm just saying at least they're trying to do something to. Combat sports used to be big, and UFC, this
Showtime
UFC
boxing.
thing, and WWE and boxing, I see them combining
Oh,
and
you mean like
becoming
Brawl
part of
Brawl?
TKO. I see boxing becoming somehow TKO is going to become a promoter of some kind.
Yeah, I could see them taking over.
And they're going to get involved in it. And I'm telling you right now, boxing will become a thing again.
Yep.
It will, as long as there's cross promotion and there's the thing is UFC had to do it and boxing is doing it. You have to build up the pageantry. People won't care unless there's pageantry. It happened in the past because characters were larger than life.
Yeah.
And you just don't get it too much nowadays. This is why Tyson brought in so many people. Because the guy, even at 58, he's walking away with his fucking ass out. It's just there's something there, something special.
Everybody's
that's your
saying that
example.
this was an exhibition fight. It was not an exhibition fight. It was sanctioned by wherever this fight was.
Originally,
And
they were talking about them
Texas.
wearing helmets and stuff. They never agreed to it. So it is a full-on boxing match. It's just it wasn't very good, and it wasn't. It was never going to be very good, but it was worse than I thought
Yeah.
because Mike
when I-
Tyson could not move.
Well, the weird
60.
part was
he's 60.
I know, but like the problem is, I thought he was gonna be bad, but this is like he definitely showed every year of that
here's-
58
here's-
years.
here's the weird part to me, and maybe this is just me on this one. He was still fast enough to dodge some of Jake's hits.
He
Some
could
of
move
them,
from
not all.
the midsection up. He was
Yeah,
fine.
yes.
His
yes,
legs
but
were like fucking
couldn't-
paralyzed.
Yeah, he couldn't execute, and it was just.
I'm actually so yeah. So, but
Just
that
weird.
being said, it is what it was. I mean,
The thing that pissed me off is as soon as they got the sound where the round was going to end, he starts fucking bouncing around and doing shit. I'm like, where the fuck was this?
Because
He was paid to not do
I
those
know.
things.
This is
Did
why
you
I hate
watch
it.
the training videos from a few weeks before this? And he was moving like the old Mike Tyson.
Yeah, this is where the problem is. Mike Tyson is not a guy you can get in there and be like, sell this. It's either you go out there and try to kill the guy, or you don't. There's no like in between, which is why I think like if you watch like when he came out, like there, yeah, it just felt like something was off with him. Like
And
he
in the
came,
end,
he comes out to no pageantry with the fucking shirt on, no one around him, and he just walks to the ring, and he just didn't look right.
Well,
For
see, when
payday.
Mike Tyson came out, he's always done that. I mean, yes, he had his entourage around him, but he didn't come out to pageantry.
No, I didn't expect that, but like it just something was like I felt like something was off with the man when he came in there in the ring. It was very obvious that neither of them wanted to actually hit each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They tagged each other a couple
Mike
times.
Tyson did slap Jake Paul across the face.
I know.
At the weigh-in, yes. And then he took. Remember, folks, that one spot in the match where Mike Tyson got a legit hit in on fucking Jake Paul, and Jake Paul was waggling his tongue around, and it was like, "Oh my god, is my tongue bleeding?"
I know. I took that as
Would
him
you remember
just
that?
showboating like a fucking bitch.
But I want to talk about the Netflix thing. The reason Netflix was crashing is because they're testing out servers right now.
Yeah, I think this is like
They're getting ready to, you got to remember, so Christmas night, they're doing NFL. Netflix doesn't do live. So this was live. And when everybody's watching the same thing on one server, it's not. Peacock still has an issue with it. Like on Sunday Night Football,
The problem
if you're
is
watching Peacock, the server will at times crash because there's so many fucking, especially if it's a huge matchup, the server will crash because everybody's fucking watching it.
so the problem is, and this happened with the WWE Network too. The biggest problem though with Netflix is the fact that people that not everybody's watching the fucking fight. A huge amount of people are,
Oh.
but they still have to keep the rest of that service up.
Let's
And
keep in
people watch
mind,
Netflix like
Peacock-
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Let's keep in mind, Peacock is not worldwide. Netflix is.
Yeah.
I would like to know, and I think Connor made mention of this. I would like to know how many people actually watch that fight.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number yet either, as far as the actual streamed numbers,
Oh,
but
it's huge.
but it's huge. But the thing that people are like complaining about is Netflix has just started to dip their toe into live before going into WWE in January. They've done this a few other times. They did, I think Chris Rock did his first stand up live on Netflix after the whole Will Smith incident of the Oscars.
Well, that's not gonna. I mean, that's gonna draw some, but it's not
Yep.
gonna draw.
Love is Blind.
Yes.
Was
Tens
the-
of millions, no.
So
It's
the
not
point,
100 millions.
the point being is this is not only is this somewhat still new for Netflix to do live streaming, but more importantly, this is these are going to be the biggest numbers they've seen in streaming something live by far. Like, no disrespect to WWE, but like they're not going to do this kind of numbers as far as what Paul and Tyson drew. Absolutely not. So,
Well, I will say this: the Netflix. When Raw goes to Netflix, they are going to Netflix, not just U.S. Netflix. They're going worldwide.
Casey says 65 million people.
See, there you go. So almost 100 million people watch this fight.
Like, respectfully,
So servers
that
are going. The server is going to crash.
so
What they need to do is expand or make that server a bit stronger, the bandwidth a little bit stronger.
yeah, which they'll improve.
So I understand like people. The thing is, for me, this is like a conversation that I don't really care too much for. I know like people will bitch about everything. Oh, the slight inconvenience of it being fucking loading or buffering, and then and then other people will not care, and then people will complain about Netflix more than complain about anything else. It's like, yes, I understand. Is it just the fact that you're gonna watch it fucking 2 minutes later and it's gonna run fine? Just leave it for 2 minutes and then be on a slight delay, and you'll be
Don't touch it.
fine. But at the same time, like, I'm not an apologist for Netflix. They are fucking money grubbing assholes. So it's not like I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, they shouldn't have. I should apologize for them having issues. No, I don't care. But this is
No.
like in the end, it's like you're either gonna get angry at Netflix or you're gonna apologize for Netflix, and I'm just gonna stay away from it because I don't care. I watched it
So-
fucking late anyway. It doesn't matter.
So Casey, it depends upon what the agreed upon under. You can say that they didn't do full 3 minutes. I've seen some boxing matches where they only do 2 minutes.
Did you want to see 3 minutes of this fucking
World
shit?
the championship fights are 12 rounds. The like contenders, they only go 10 rounds. They don't go 12 rounds. Unless it's for a shot at a world title, then they go 12 rounds. But I've seen fights only go 6 rounds. I've seen fights only go 8 rounds.
I can honestly say I think they're
not-
actually.
It's not a fact of, oh, it's an exhibition if it doesn't go 12 rounds. That's not.
I also
how that
feel like they may be trying out a way to not have people just hugging each other forever.
Yes.
Honestly,
Well, they're
if it was up to
supposed
me,
So they're supposed to break it. Like
I know,
the
but
way-
like the I'm saying like there's a point of exhaustion that happens in boxing, and the boxing match just becomes boring
Yeah.
most
Agreed.
of the time, right? So like the women's match was 2 minutes, 10 rounds, and it was like they looked exhausted, but they were fucking going ham on each other. I'd rather
Right.
have that than the fucking either they're gonna dance around each other for 2 rounds because they don't want to wear each other out or themselves out, or they get to the 9th round and they're just fucking slobbering all over each other.
So boxing for me, I just like watching boxing because for me it's like a chess match. Especially my favorite boxer is Floyd Mayweather. I loved watching him because he fucked with people. He's like, I'm not going to try to knock you out. I'm going to make you see if you can hit me for 10, 12 rounds. And he would just jab the shit out of you.
Yeah, he's a scoreboard guy.
Yeah,
The Queen
that's boxing to me. Not this. Oh, I want to see this guy get knocked out in the first round because then, really, what are you doing?
What entertainment are you getting?
What
out of it?
entertainment? You're getting that moment, but
It's the same thing for like it's akin to I'd rather have a baseball team get a bunch of singles than everybody on the team potentially home run but never get a fucking single in their life.
right.
There's one that's actually
the home run then becomes
A redundancy.
redundant.
Well,
It's like
you're
watching
never gonna win a
AEW
championship
guys
like that.
doing the flippy shit all the time. Everybody doing the flippy shit.
Or just like it's a match that just has finishes.
Yes.
That doesn't work. And a match
It
that
doesn't
never
work.
has any finishes doesn't work either. There's a healthy in between. I don't mind a knockout. I find it fun, but I think I don't want someone to start round 1 knockout. Like technically try
No.
to fight each other.
Go
And
5,
if-
6 rounds first and then knock
The
out.
way I look
Well,
at it is if
yeah,
you're 5
okay,
rounds in
so
and you're
I'm
losing,
gonna say this. I will say this. Mike Tyson made the knockout. Like his fights.
That was his gimmick, yeah.
Well, it wasn't really a gimmick. I mean, the whole question is how long is this guy gonna last? Can he last past the first
Goldberg.
round?
44 knockouts out of the 50 matches he's won in his career.
Yeah, but he was like ending matches, and I like people back in the day would complain because first because it's like holy fuck, man.
Yeah, so Goldberg,
Match was
yeah.
I paid for this shit. It was 20 seconds long.
But the undercards were actually really good fights to him. You got that big fucking knockout by him, but the fucking fights underneath were really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you got the best of both worlds when Mike Tyson was fighting.
Yeah.
He knew, the people knew with that were like Don King was a really good promoter, even though
Yes.
he did some shady shit.
I love the Simpsons reference with was it Dredrick Tatum is the
Yeah.
Mike Tyson like
But
love-
they would be like, okay, we know Mike Tyson's gonna knock this guy out in the first round. It's gonna be 95 seconds long. We need to have some really good fights as undercards.
well,
And
of
they
course.
would. They would have some really good fights as undercards to Mike Tyson.
But there's a joke from The Simpsons where you see like the Don King knockoff with Dredrick Tatum, and everyone's asking questions, and he's like,
Roy Jones
Yeah.
Jr.
Because Dredger was supposed to fight Homer Simpson. He's like, "How do you feel about Homer Simpson?" He's like, "Good man. He's a, you know, he's a family man. But I am going to make orphans of his children. They have a mother." He's like, "I believe she would die of grief and sorrow." And then the best part was he goes, "This parole hearing is over." So you think it's a press conference? And it's like, fuck. Old Simpsons was so fucking good.
But it wasn't even that much of a stretch for what that guy said.
I know, yeah.
So what I'm gonna say right now is Rosie Perez, Mauro Ronaldo, and the guy that's Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah. That's
Roy
what
Jones
his whole thing
Jr.
was like, talking about Mike Tyson.
was literally, in my opinion,
Like that's okay.
one of the best pound for pound fighters to ever fight. Like he is up there with Muhammad Ali for
Well,
me.
he wasn't the best announcer because he's like, I don't like Mike Tyson's legs. Don't like his legs.
He was really
Don't like
good
his
at
legs,
one
man.
time.
I don't like his
He
legs.
knew what he was getting out of this, so he wasn't going on.
There was like a back and forth with him and Moro.
Roy Jones Jr. He did World Championship Boxing on HBO for years.
Mauro Ronaldo calling the action.
Oh, I can't stand listening to that guy. He annoys the shit out of me. I'm sorry.
You loud ass scrotum.
But so Netflix again. I'm gonna get back to Netflix. Netflix is starting. They're gonna start doing live shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
WWE is gonna be live every
All the
Wednesday.
streaming. Honestly, you're gonna end up having to own all of them to just watch the
Oh,
one
yeah.
team you like, because it's already started on Prime. Have like a fucking 10 games a year on Prime. Cable
but they only
is
do-
dying a slow
What do you
death.
mean? Hold on. What
It's on
do you
fucking
mean?
life support.
So certain sports games here, like the Leafs, will be on Prime Video and not on cable.
Okay.
So it's already started. I'm saying
Well,
that
not
eventually
here.
you
Not
will.
here.
Yeah, well, you
Not
guys
here.
are just running behind then, because it will happen. It's
No.
inevitable.
I don't think it will,
I mean,
because there's television contracts. They aren't gonna. It's never not gonna be on national TV here. Like the big matchups, yes, they do that here.
So what I was saying is, like, if you want to watch every game of your sports team, you will need not only cable but Netflix and Prime, probably something else.
Not here.
They will start outsourcing. I can
If
tell
they
you that
do
right
that,
now.
it's got to be the dumbest thing the NFL ever does, because they will start losing viewership.
Well,
was
it's
gonna say,
gonna
they
it's gonna
already
be
started
who
using
can
football
pay.
Prime.
My question is, do you think cable providers will have the money to pay versus the money that Amazon will offer?
So it's not
be
even
there.
cable providers' basement, because you can get antenna TV.
Not here anymore. It's gone.
Well, we have it here. It's never gonna go away.
Yes,
I
because
don't know.
most of the games that the NFL broadcasts on cable TV are broadcasted on free channels.
Yes.
Okay, so in Canada we have no free channels. There's zero free
Okay,
TV.
well, I understand. I know.
I'm telling you,
Here
though.
they'll never do it. Here they'll
gonna
never do
happen.
it.
It's gonna
PC
happen.
will not allow it.
I will
Gonna
say
happen.
that I will say that unless there is a major push in the direction of streaming services to the point where like it's like cable is 100% flat dead, I don't see it going away from basic cable either to JP's.
Just think about it.
I mean,
You can
you
be
have to-
anywhere and stream something. You don't have to be
Correct.
physically attached to a cable television. I mean,
Correct.
I know that they've now done like
Or they're doing
internet TV,
partnerships.
IPTV or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
No, I agree with you. I think that it's eventually going to get there, but I think for whatever reason, kind of hook or crook, it's going to just take a little bit longer because it's such an institutionalized like.
it won't happen overnight. And I think what's going to happen is,
when if it's going to happen, it'll happen when Wendy is an adult.
so I'm going to
and we're not giving a
say there's an 82 game season. 20 of those games will be on a streaming service.
That's fine.
They're
But
on
the-
a streaming service now, but they're also simulcast on cable
Yeah. So
or they do something
for
or they
that
just
for
let-
that network area. If it's that team's area.
So they have football games, like the football game tonight on NBC was on
Yes.
Peacock, but it was also on NBC for those that. So they're catering. That's how they get the most of their viewership. That's why Peacock is making all of this fucking money, because they aren't stupid and I'm gonna just put it on a streaming service. I'm going to stream it on Peacock, but I'm also going to stream it on
I also
national
think a
TV.
lot of there's a lot of
Not
people
streaming.
that do not have cable television anymore. They'll get NFL season
know.
pass, and they're already just purely watching shit on stream.
We haven't. Yeah,
So
we haven't.
those people are people that only watch that, though. I can tell you that right.
I honestly think if you take anybody that's like 30 and younger, most
Mhm.
of them will probably have streaming
There'll be a
services
third-
and
I
no
can tell you
cable.
right now, most of the people that are 30 and under at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings or fucking
Sports bar.
a sports bar where they have every game on every TV.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just saying,
Yeah.
like the
So
new
people-
age, the new age is
and-
less likely
and
a cable
that-
package than the old
And
age.
therein lies why the NFL is making fucking billions and billions of dollars, because people are spending money at fucking bars,
So where the fuck did that go?
and you're gonna see a lot more of that. Like Hooters does it.
Yeah,
Buffalo
that was
Wild Wings
huge.
does it.
That was huge years and years and years ago. Like that's
It's
nothing
still
new.
Still is,
huge.
yeah. It's
Yeah, no,
still
that's,
big now.
I'm saying this. That's nothing new. All I'm
Like,
saying
when
is
I-
that things are going to streaming. That they will even now. Most of what you watch is probably
You,
in some form. It's like cable television
You know
streamed to your
what's-
TV.
do you know what's really big around here? As far as that kind is when the NCAA basketball tournament starts.
What the dog
Everybody
doing?
goes to B-Dubs. It's in his fucking kennel. They're at B-Dubs, hanging out, watching the games, eating some fucking wings, drinking some beers with some friends. I really wish that we don't have a place like that around here. I would, if I lived in a community that had one of those, I'd go do that. That way I wouldn't fucking have a heart attack.
And his hand wouldn't end up looking like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
What the hand doing?
What the hand doing? Punching walls.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. It's changed here.
I
for
can show
sure.
you his cane too.
So
I'll also
for
say
me,
the
today,
problem here.
this happened. I swiped at the box and I missed, and I hit the fucking. I scraped my hand on the wall.
The problem here is paying for cable TV and internet together is
Mhm.
so much.
So
like,
for us, I do agree with you. But if I get the internet, so for us, if I just get the internet and then get all the streaming services, cable's cheaper.
the problem is you don't get. It's different for you for what you're looking to watch, right? But it
So
all depends
I
on
watch-
most people's viewing habits.
I watch regular TV. Like I watch football, I watch baseball, I watch basketball. I'm not gonna go sit at a bar just to watch baseball or football or basketball. For baseball, I would much rather sit in my living room because there's 162 games, and I love baseball. And I'm not gonna go to the bar just to spend a couple hours drinking beers while I'm watching baseball. I cannot,
Especially since it's
cannot
every single day.
fucking do that.
See,
Yeah.
my cable television provider actually offered watch our cable TV online through our app. So I mean, it's for us here. It's pretty much there, man. I know it's different for where you guys are, but holy shit!
That for us, our cable provider, if I had regular cable box, I would have to pay for the cable box. I don't have to pay for the app.
No, I don't have to pay
I
for the
can
app.
do-
It's paid. It's like I'm paying. If I'm paying cable, I get the app, and I can just watch
Yeah.
it streaming. But it's then a streaming service. Is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
get
about
at.
right.
You are correct.
Giggled,
You
I'm
are
like,
correct.
yeah.
But it's you have to have the internet in order to use it.
Well,
And,
well,
I
both.
do agree with
technically.
that.
It's so.
They're double charging basically. And that's why, like for me, I can easily do without cable TV. I can watch everything I want without cable television, very easily. And
I
cable
haven't
TV
had
is just
cable.
it just keeps going up in cost, man.
I haven't had
Yeah, it
cable in a
does. It
decade.
does. So I think they're gonna start regulating that here.
It's either regulate or die. You won't die
Yeah.
because you'll just transition to an app, but that's really where it's going. All the TVs are smart TVs now. Like it's I'm telling you, man, it's fighting the tide.
No, and I do hear you, but I don't see them ever ever NFL
within our
ever
lifetimes,
saying, you know what,
yeah.
we're just gonna, if you want to watch a game, you have to go to Prime, or if you want to watch a game, they still have that, like Thursday night football. you have to have Prime to watch those games.
Yeah, I
But
think
if it's local to you, it'll be broadcast on TV.
See, this
Right.
is where I
The
wish
NFL will never
Canada
the
wasn't a
NFL will
shithole.
never go away from that. Here.
See, I honestly think
on
like
down
television-
basement, but there's plenty of room
I honestly
legally.
think like free TV should never go away. It's gone here. It shouldn't have never gone away. If
Yes.
it's free television, you should still get the fucking main 20 channels. Because like I don't know how they like paywall, because that's what they're doing. Paywall the news of all fucking things. If something happens in your fucking city and you don't get to know about it because you didn't pay for the fucking news, come on.
So I can, for me, I'm more worried about the local news,
This
if anything.
there's
But
like,
nothing
you can't
ever
get anything
happens
here.
around here, and when I do hear about it, I hear about it from other people. So
I
don't
know, but this is like for me. I'm like, worst of worst situations. If you're taking away, and this is what they've done here, if you're taking away an avenue to stay up with what's happening in your community, or even around your community, that should not be behind a paywall. And they'll be like, "Well, you have the
Yeah,
internet.
no,
Well, the internet's
so
paid, bitch. There's
for
no free
us-
news
for us-
here."
For us, I can just look outside and I can tell you what's happening.
Yeah. So here, like,
Nothing.
okay, if a fucking plane flew into the towers downtown, I wouldn't know about it. If I didn't have like, unless I was paying to be in the know,
Right.
which is wild. Like that should not be a thing. You should have
That
access.
I do agree with. Here we do have antenna TV, so you do have to go to Walmart or whatever, or Radio
the bunny
Shack.
ears,
I have
yeah.
thought about fucking doing.
real quick, WWE actually just announced on Twitter like literally seconds ago. Not that I think this matters to anybody, but the January 6th Raw on Netflix will be from LA's Intuit Dome, and apparently
I thought you were gonna
Travis
say
Scott-
Capitol Hill.
Go ahead.
Dude,
No, but it's fucking funny. Go ahead.
That
That would be a fucking troll of all trolls.
also performer Travis Scott will be there too. I have no idea who the hell that is.
The
Some guy.
Intuit Dome. Is that where is that?
LA.
LA.
Never
Yeah,
heard
I'm
of it.
telling you, that would have been amazing for them to
That would
capitalize.
Yes.
Good. I see what you did.
On
Capital
January
punishment,
6th.
January 6th. It'd be great.
I'm in charge.
Special guest referee, Donald Trump in all the matches.
Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this place. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they dropped a shit ton into it.
Oh, that's where the
LA.
Clippers play.
LA.
So
That was a reaction if I ever heard one.
okay. So well, I didn't know this place is just built. I didn't know this. The Clippers
Are terrible.
built their own stadium.
Um,
The Staples Center is where the Lakers play.
Yeah.
They should have built a
Right.
good team.
Yeah,
You
that would be helpful.
You should look at that. If you go look at a picture of
I
that
can't
stadium.
right now, but I
I'm
will.
coming day and night.
I got so much open,
I,
including my legs.
God damn it.
All right, enough of this fucking
When
Tyson.
you,
I can't
when
Tyson no
you
more.
can. Here.
Oh my god.
Like that.
What else is on the docket?
What's it called? LA
the Intuit Dome.
Intuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UIT. Into a dome. Man, I gotta tell you, when WWE does the whatever the name of the dome is in Vegas,
I can't share it though.
I
Go
genuinely
ahead,
can't wait to see.
Connor.
No, just saying was whenever
yeah.
WWE eventually does that dome in
Oh, no.
Vegas, the big dome theater. I can't wait to see the visuals on that one, how they pull that one off.
Window capture. Dun, 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 dun. This is the dome that we're talking about. The Intuit Dome. Pretty
the thick of it.
cool looking. It's got a lot of
Into the thick of it.
panels.
Doesn't it look like a
Oh, I like that. Like how the thing is surround
like
That's
for it to
fucking
show up on
cool.
screen?
instead of the box in the middle. Problem is everybody outside that circle is like, what the fuck is going on?
It looks like a it looks like the spaceship from Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Ooh, funky design.
Into it Dome.
Yeah, that's where the first Raw on Netflix is going to be.
Oh, pretty cool.
Times be changing.
It looks like a Tesla Cybertruck
Actually, you know, that's actually what my first literal thought was about that. Like,
or a
like a Tesla,
Fabergé egg. Look at that.
God, I don't understand those things.
Fabergé eggs.
Yeah.
What's to understand?
Hey, let's make an egg expensive.
This is when they built it. Yeah. Eggs are the bringer of life.
No, but just
Jesus fucking Christ.
that looks like an air purifier.
Look at all these
Really? Lord.
tubes.
It looks like a desk fan.
It looks like, it does look like a
Remember
boob, doesn't it?
does anybody remember the children's fucking building tool Connects?
Yes.
Because that's what that reminds me of 1000%.
Oh shit! Yeah, those things were awesome.
They were awesome. I used to build cards and smash them into each other. It was great.
I built guns.
Oh, you're American.
Yeah, it opened in August 15th, 2024.
Oh, so it just opened.
Barely a year old.
It's not even
Just
live
over a
yet.
year old, yeah.
Well, WWE's not going to the Staples Center anymore. I can tell you that much.
Well,
That's a pretty.
they're-
Oh, it's right next to
It's-
SoFi Stadium too. That's
they're
why.
getting
And
into.
it seats 18,000.
Yeah.
They're trying to go into all the newer venues and brand new stuff. Although I will say, NXT looked pretty good at fucking the ECW arena.
It did. So NXT's been doing pretty good as far as they've gotten better.
Yes.
They have the last time they went NXT. Everybody's like, I did see. Speaking of that, real quick, the election night, NXT was preempted, so they decided because the election was happening,
Motherfucker.
so they ended up doing Wednesday night.
Yep.
And they beat. Now I want everybody to keep in mind, NXT is recorded or taped. It beat a live AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no point in even having that conversation anymore.
I know, but
Anymore, yeah.
I just wanted to.
Dead.
So they're done.
I mean, Connor had something to talk about with AEW. Guess
Go
I'll
ahead.
Try to pull up some sort of graphic here.
Wait, who? What now?
You're talking
Kenny
about
Omega.
Kenny.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
kind of wanted to talk about this too. I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk wrestling.
So,
Let me go grab a beer.
Oh, Squid Games was at the fight.
Squid Game's gonna thief my ass. So Kenny Omega recently did an interview, and forgive me because I didn't
Right back.
care much about the specifics of where the interview would take place. But the point is, the interview was published, and he had mentioned how when about his diverticulitis, the surgery he had, and all that stuff. And the part that it was a very odd response when he was talking about like his potential in-ring return, and Kenny Omega said a very heartfelt, like kind of mini speech about how he wants to return to New Japan Pro Wrestling because he felt that like New Japan was his home, it's what made him, etc. and so forth. And in reference to AEW, the company he's a fucking EVP of, he's like, nah, they're okay. Everything's good right now. They're good. They're on the
They
good.
don't
good
need
course.
me.
They
They're
don't-
top star.
They don't need me right now. So,
Honestly, whoever
Apparently,
writes
the
these.
hospital he was in did not have a TV.
So I pulled up the article here, and whoever writes these articles, like I feel like the quality has just gotten worse and worse.
It has, because it's all fucking Twitter
Hold on,
journalists.
The second paragraph.
Hold on. I did step out. So Kenny Omega's not coming back to AEW?
No,
That's what it
he's going to
says.
New Japan for
Kenny
a
Omega
year or so. Yeah.
Explains why he won't return to AEW. Kenny Omega hasn't wrestled in All Elite Wrestling ring since he took a break to receive treatment for diverticulitis. The last team he was seen on AEW television was in May. Like, come on, man! It's like 1,000 words. For
But,
fuck's sakes, Jeremy Hanna,
yeah,
you dumb bitch.
they made the last time he was on AEW television was back in May when he got like the crap beat out of him by the Elite, and now the Bucks are on a hiatus too. So it's just like, what the fuck? And I have two problems with what he said.
It was with Sean Ross Sapp.
Like the problem with his statement about New Japan is that
That explains it all.
on one hand it's admirable, on one hand it's honorable that he wants to do a good thing for the company that made him, and help them, because obviously New Japan is kind of in its own reset, if you will. They need to get new stars quick. There's not
Do you
really
want me
much of a draw
to
for
read off what he said? Because they have it here, as long as it's spelled correctly.
Yes, apologies.
So he says, yeah, the way I look at it is a lot of people, not only in Japan but internationally, they never knew who I was until I did big things in New Japan. So I really do owe New Japan a gigantic thank you. I do feel that there's a debt I have to repay in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and I think that if by performing at the Tokyo Dome, by making my comeback at Tokyo Dome, is a way to help repay that, if it can help something for their business, then I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, so they do go on. I'm sure naturally the next question is, why not AEW first? That is the company that I helped create. That is the company that I'm contracted to. Omega continued. It makes sense. It's tough to answer because why not AEW? There's nothing wrong with AEW at all. Really? I mean, if you watch any of the episodes of our TV recently, everything is flowing like clockwork. He's not watching fucking shit. This guy is jacking off to anime. You know he's jacking off to Dragon Ball. I feel like there's a spot for all the hardworking men and women that are on those shows. They've worked incredibly hard to earn their spots and keep their spots. And I feel like if I just kind of showed up and said, "Hey guys, I'm back," so one of you are going to have to be done. I just don't want to be that guy. What is this fucking clown smoking?
Well, excuse me there, Mr. Omega, but did you, not you and just you, but also your EVP, your fellow EVP, sit there and say that you were not going to be like that big company over there and do that and have it be more lesser known people?
So I will say this. AEW has killed New Japan.
They've killed each other. Well, no, you're right.
And I say that to the effect that they've taken all of the people that made New Japan as big as it was, and Tony Khan has essentially, like, I think if Kazuchika Okada went back, I don't think people would give a shit anymore.
The problem is, yeah, what does this actually do for New Japan? You think all the fucking Japanese people are like wetting their pants, waiting for him to come back?
Wait. Do you know who New Japan's top star is right now?
The guy.
Wait for it. I gotta take a Zack Sabre Jr.
See, that's a big problem.
He is their top guy right now. What the fuck does that tell you about where they are?
So
AEW has cleaned them of everything that they were built on.
Hey, he is the cleaner.
this fuck off.
And has killed what they were doing. And I would have much rather had New Japan come over to America and keep what they were doing a thing, and AEW never fucking existing.
I agree, but Connor,
I have a sneaking suspicion, and maybe this is just like me, like really overshooting and overreaching and whatnot. I think Omega and the Bucks are out of there in a year.
It's a sinking ship.
They're not draws. They are not draws at all. So, anybody that thinks the Young Bucks are a draw is a fucking idiot. Because whenever they show up on TV, the viewership goes.
They were, which is the crazy thing. They were
a niche draw. They were cute for about a year.
They brought their fame from New Japan with them, and then when the fans of New Japan saw the Young Bucks get exposed,
once they left the Bullet Club.
So come on, guys. We had this conversation. We had this conversation as soon as AEW was being formed. I'm like, Kenny Omega needs to go to WWE. His star is just going to plummet. Here we are. Star plummeted. He's trying to reignite any bit. Kenny doesn't know Zach didn't survive the Oregon Trail. Young Bucks sell used cars. It's true. It's
These are signs AEW fans need to bring with them.
yeah. It's 100% true. Honestly, Kenny Omega's fucking stardom has plummeted. I honestly think this is Kenny Omega trying to do. He's under the guise of being like, I owe so much to them, but I think he's trying to reignite his star.
What?
His star, yes.
Because if he went anywhere else, AEW included, even WWE, nobody would give a shit. But it's too little, too late. And honestly, like, I hate the fact that it had to be this way. But AEW were like smiling, and every month they dug a bit more of their grave.
You know, I have to I feel bad because God bless
I don't feel
Brian
bad.
Danielson and John Moxley for fucking trying.
But John Moxley's the fucking problem with that fucking company.
But I was about to say, but
Dude, he has creative fucking control of what he is fucking doing.
Let him
This
talk. Let him
tells
talk.
you how good John Moxley really is at what he's supposed to be good at.
Let him talk.
He sucks.
Let him
The
speak.
guy is garbage.
Let the man speak.
Sorry. Go ahead, Connor.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, hey,
He fucking sucks.
I'm sorry. I've been drinking.
No,
I've been drinking.
Honest
So
to
have I.
fucking God, I'm not a fan of him having creative control either. Like, fuck it. But I mean, I gotta give him at least like tip my hats. Like, oh, they're trying to give. They fucking try to care, as opposed to other people who just let shit fucking fall through the cracks. And
You know what? Okay, can I say this real
But
quick?
I
This
mean,
is
it's-
how much John Moxley cares. He's stealing lines from movies and using them as promos.
So is fucking so many wrestlers have
So is
used that.
everybody. But hey,
No.
no. Hold on.
Go watch what he has been doing over the last few weeks, and that's exactly what he is doing. And I can understand referencing those things, but using action, it's like he's plagiarizing.
He's
It's paying homage.
His ship has sailed. But no, I think AEW.
The ship is fucking sunk. No. Okay, so I'm kind of with you, Connor. I do feel like if AEW wasn't fucking burning itself alive, these two guys, Daniel Bryan, his storyline, even fucking Moxie's storyline, wouldn't have been. They wouldn't have done anything negative to that company if the company wasn't falling apart around them. They're not doing anything good enough to keep the company afloat. Let me rephrase that.
Yes.
But like if you took their aspects and you put it in a successful company, it would have been a lot better, or it wouldn't have killed the company or hurt the company.
Honestly, I wish like they would just like, hey, we're gonna fucking buy Ring of Honor from you, and we're gonna just go over here. That's the other part.
So when is the next pay-per-view?
Who cares?
Soon, right? Full Gear, I think, is the next one. I can't even fucking keep track anymore.
So Rue wants me to. You want me to do
Hold
a
on.
review of a fucking AEW pay-per-view?
Full Gear is Saturday. Here, I'll give you the quick. Oh God!
Oh,
All right,
God,
here's
yeah.
here's the.
How many
card real
tag
quick.
matches? Give me that.
Actually,
All of them.
one, and it's a 4-way.
All right. Is it including the pre-show, which is 4 hours long?
Okay, so it's majority of single matches. To be honest with you.
Oh my God! Maybe they're learning something.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Yeah,
So pre-show Big Boom AJ versus.
Oh my
QT
God! It's fucking Walmart guys, not the Costco fucks. I bring the boom.
Family, yes.
Oh my God! Every time I see them on Twitter, I look at. There's a fucking. I saw this tweet and I'm like, I can relate.
There's the fucking.
No, I can relate to this 100%. When I saw it on Twitter, it's this guy in his car, like grabbing his hair and being like, "Fuck it." There's a kid on YouTube called the Rizzler that's 7 years old that has
Yeah, I've
$8
seen
million, and I'm going to my fucking 9 to 5. And then I see the little clips of them making Christmas videos. We're in Boca Raton. Take the boom. Like, I want to. I would. In a world where I can never be held accountable for what I do, I want to see. I would
Stop
love.
right there.
I would love to see them do a crossover with the Purge movies.
So
So I was gonna say it's this Saturday.
yes,
I was gonna say if it was next Saturday, I'd get the pay-per-view and then give my review of it on Sunday.
you got MJF versus Roderick
So
Strong.
they're having the Costco guy wrestle.
The MJF versus Roger. Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Big Boom AJ against QT Marshall in the pre-show. Now the actual
Big
main
AJ.
card.
It's
What?
Costco, the
And
Costco
that
guy,
Sensation Costco family.
the Costco family's
Oh
wrestling.
my god.
Yeah, you see why? You see why I reacted that way? Why I wanted the purge to happen?
Alright,
He's
that's
gonna be in the fucking mat. So AEW thinks that this family, this Costco family, is a influencer.
Well, they are because
They
they're
are
making
that
money hand over
fucking
fist.
dumb.
Double
That's
chunk
why-
chocolate cookie. And I'm
Does
like,
this tell you where they are? WWE has Logan Paul, and this family has the Costco family.
oh, I'm loading shotgun
Come on,
shells into
man.
the shotgun
Go
as
ahead.
here. Double chunk chocolate cookie. Fucking
Oh my
crap,
God.
man.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
Connor. Go ahead.
the main card. That's the only match.
Uh,
The main card.
I can't get over it because, like, I hope he enters to his family, fucking singing that stupid shit song.
Yes, we bring the boom is what they fucking want to.
So I will tell you what. I am gonna get
Kill
that
myself.
pay-per-view. I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to tell you why I never fucking review AEW shit. Go ahead, Connor. I'm sorry.
MJF versus Roderick Strong.
I can tell you why this match is happening, and it's a dumb reason. It's all about Adam Cole.
Yeah, I figured.
MJF's back to doing this kind of fucking bullshit again. It's the
Yep.
same fucking thing with him.
MJF's just
doing
wasting his
you
career.
have to go through me to get, but they're doing it in reverse where MJF has to go through his people to get to Adam Cole. It's so fucking dumb.
MJF is starting to cool down. And that's not a good thing.
MJF is dying.
The longer he stays there, the more he
Our
dies.
power is dying. Go ahead.
Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page.
Joke. Nobody cares. Jay White, ever since he left New Japan, he's
he's even
he was
worse.
a huge star too.
Yeah,
He was the next big
It's
thing.
pretty bad.
I actually thought Jay White was really fucking good. And then he
Honestly,
shows up on this show and he got exposed for what he really was.
If it
But
was
go ahead.
me, I would have if I was WWE and taken him, I would have paired him with Karrion Kross as a tag team.
100.
Good mix, two different wrestlers, same vibe. Give it to me.
100%.
Four-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. The champions Private Party versus the Outrunners.
Wait. The private party won the world titles.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. So a little backstory, if you haven't been watching, Private Party teased that they were gonna break up if they lost.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
actually, if Private Party did break up, it'd be for the better because one of them is actually a star, the other isn't.
Yeah, usually how it goes. But Private Party against the Outrunners, against the Kings of the Black Throne, against the Acclaimed.
Who are the Kings of the Black? Can you get that?
Malachi-
fucking guy off my
Malachi
TV?
Black and Brody King.
This fucking guy is a fucking idiot. This guy is gonna have a fucking wrestling match with oh my god! I'm getting this.
You
fucking
know
pay-per-view.
the the
'Cause
fucking
I want
okay.
to see
So
this
that
fucking
that
garbage.
little kid, right? He's gonna show up. I bet you any money. That kid is worth all of us combined times like 100.
And that's
Yeah.
fine, but I hope this is one time where I'll root for the Young Bucks to super kick his ass.
I just hope he dies on his way to the ring.
Who are you talking about?
All
I'm
of
sorry.
them.
Go
All
ahead,
of
Connor.
them.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I bring the boom.
Here's one. Here we go. Singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. Chris Statlander against the champion Mercedes Moné.
What? Okay. I want to say, so I'm previewing this because I've been paying attention. Chris Statlander turned on, what's her name?
Who
Tony?
cares?
No, she's actually not bad. Her and Chris Statlander need to get to WWE like quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry.
I don't think WWE needs more talent, to be honest.
Oh, they need women's talent.
Well, they're gonna have to fire half the women they have because they got a lot of women's talent.
Why?
Most of them are terrible.
Basement. Either way, what's her fucking name? Willow Nightingale. Chris Statlander, like 3 months ago, turned on Willow Nightingale. She was a heel, but then Mercedes Moné showed up, and now Chris Statlander's a babyface again. This is the epitome of Tony Khan's booking. Somebody turns heel, and it's like, you know what? We're gonna kind of flip the script. We're gonna make her a babyface because I'm a dumbass, and I shouldn't have turned her fucking heel.
What the dog doing?
The epitome of Tony Khan being a dumbass.
I think we should.
What the dog doing? I'm actually gonna go let the dog out of his kennel.
I think we should do a deep dive
let-
on the
go on,
Costco
kennel.
family,
God, I don't know
like
if
a
I want
behind
to.
the scenes. Because every time I see them now, they have this fucking Rizzler kid. I think he's like some random child. Is he their family?
I have
So-
no idea what the fuck you're
So
referring to.
real quick before
How do you
we move
you
on,
don't know the
from that,
Rizzler?
No, I don't know
here's-
any of that shit.
God damn it!
Here's-
I'm gonna send you everything I've ever seen, and you're gonna want to kill yourself. And I'm
Come here.
going to laugh.
Here's the pisser.
Oh, you bad boy.
Here we say, hey, over here we say pissa.
So I want to say something real quick before we move on.
I can't
So
move on.
Emil, who was in NWA, and I thought she could really make something of herself because she's
Yeah.
actually not bad.
I heard that when she was leaving NWA, there was a lot of heavy rumors of her going to WWE.
Yep, she shows up on AEW.
Yeah, I was like,
She is a lackey for Mercedes.
that's
She just lost a match. Like, she's had 2 matches she's lost already. They've built her up to just be
a punk.
garbage.
Yep.
This is the epitome of Tony Khan booking.
So anyway, Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander for that title.
You know,
Swerve Strickland
Okay.
versus Bobby Lashley.
yeah, I know. You're trying to apologize.
Jack-
Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin showing up is something, but I can tell you right now, Tony Khan will fuck that up. Tony Khan will fuck it up.
Jack Perry against Daniel Garcia for the TNT title.
Don't care.
Everyone's favorite Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher.
They have something with both of them, but this is too soon. There's no
Yes.
storytelling here.
You know what the main event is?
The main event is, well, it's a world championship match,
I hope They
right?
fight at a Costco.
John Moxley defends the AEW World Championship against
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy.
That sounds like shit.
So Orange Cassidy, as Jim Cornette so eloquently calls him, as the mascot of AEW.
I respectfully, I feel like this is a very hollow card.
Yeah.
They have to
And I
Costco
told you,
guy.
and I told you that they were going to do this. They have been leaning towards fucking Orange Cassidy. This is how they're going to put the title on Orange Cassidy. Watch. I'm calling it right now. Orange Cassidy is winning the world title.
I really hope not.
I hope not too. But this is the epitome of what he does.
Look at this, Connor.
This
Look at
is-
all
I
this.
cannot see what you're. Oh, come on.
Look at all this. You know you've made it when they have 3 hours of the Boom Costco guy song.
Just fucking
3
kill me.
hours. So it's a loop. 3 hours of it.
Yes.
I don't even know.
Are you ready to kick
Yeah,
off 4th of July with a big
Boom! This Wednesday, July 3rd,
Oh,
we're
that's
releasing
right.
our
Stop.
very first hit single,
Stop.
We Bring the Boom.
Christ. Stop. I'm good. I got enough. I got
and we're bringing it to you. It's gonna be a big. When you subscribe here to our channel, no, you'll never be alone.
We bring the boom to you each day right here from Boca Raton.
Stick with the Costco guys, and you'll never get beat.
We'll throw some paper towels and get me all me.
We're pushing.
Fucking kill me. Just hang me out and die.
Just fucking kill me.
I hope you enjoyed that pile of shit.
I did not.
Kid's voice was fucking horrible.
If you, I don't know. Oh, you all could see it. I hope we don't get copyrighted for that.
That
because
better
I
not
know
be an
you-
actual fucking going platinum. This fucking-
So
Fucking
look, guys. So AEW's pay per view, and this is the what you are. And I'm gonna pay for it. We will watch it.
I won't.
I won't.
It depends. What this is. It says Saturday, right? Okay.
Indeed.
Done. I will.
Orange Cassidy, new champion. It's gonna be quite a match. Best match, really, most expensive match. Have you seen the?
The problem is, he'll never be able to take the championship off because he doesn't use his hands.
Where is he gonna? Okay, once he wins it, who's he gonna fight? He should lose it like the next fucking night.
He's gonna defend it at the Special Olympics.
It's amazing that Orange Cassidy could improve his fight quality by just putting on some gloves.
So I will do that for you, Aru. This one time, I will, because I know you were like, you want me to review a
Really
pay-per-view. I will do Full Gear. I will watch it and I will give you what I think.
Really twisting your arm on that one, I'm sure. But although I'm just that card
Hey,
looks very.
I sat through fucking 4.5 fucking hours of goddamn She-Hulk. I think I can sit through 4.5 hours of
Good point.
AEW.
He's got a point.
Touche. Speaking of amazing feminism, what about that Whoopi Goldberg?
Well, it had nothing to do with feminism. That was just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
So
just-
Heather's
segue.
probably better at talking about this, and tell me if I'm wrong. So Whoopi fucking Goldberg. We kind of talked about this on Friday.
I love how he's like, Heather's probably better at talking about this, so now I'm going to talk
Right.
about this.
Well, I'm just gonna say, I'm telling her. So stop me if I'm wrong, because I just want to get my facts straight. God, I cannot stand looking at this fucking woman.
What the dog doing?
It's laying right there. So Whoopi Goldberg, it was her birthday. It was her 68th birthday. And she decided she wanted to get cupcakes from this place in Staten Island. I can't remember the name of the place.
Yes, Heather.
But it's been around for over 100 years. And it's been a staple on Staten Island for over 100 years. And Whoopi Goldberg brought the cupcakes. I don't know who made the cupcakes, but apparently they couldn't make the cupcakes for her
At the
because
Staten Island place.
at the Staten Island place because their boiler went down. And she jumped on there, and I don't want to make this a political thing. I just want to. I think this is a good talking. It's just people, and this is where our society is as a whole. She jumped on there and said, "I don't. They didn't give me the cupcakes because of the color of my skin. They didn't.
No, it was.
They did not.
It's because she voted
they
for.
didn't do this. I think they did this because of my political views." Those were her exact. I'm not paraphrasing, so it's not word for word, but this is exactly what she said. In a sense, was that because I'm a liberal Democrat, they would not, and they were conservative. They have come out and they said we are conservative, but we don't care about your political affiliation. You give us money, we provide you a service. They could not. So Whoopi Goldberg was going to get I'm going to assume she was going to get cupcakes for the studio audience, which is a nice gesture. And I think that people that they should do that. They get cupcakes for the studio audience for her birthday because she wants to be Oprah. But so that's what she was going to do, assuming. But it came out that they couldn't do it because their boiler went down. They couldn't provide the amount of cupcakes that she wanted. So she is now under the assumption that they did not give her the cupcakes because of her political affiliation. Who in their right fucking mind? Am I pretty much kind of right on there?
Uh-huh.
Who in their right fucking mind uses that on a national
Just like Heather said.
stage? Who uses that on a national fucking stage? This is where we are as a society. Hey, I'm Whoopi Goldberg. I'm an elitist. I'm gonna fucking ruin. And actually, it did the exact opposite.
One
It
thing,
actually made this company more popular.
honestly, the only thing I'm going to say about this is if you were on the other side of the politics of the last 4 years, uh, you learned to shut your fucking mouth because
Yes.
nobody wanted you to speak, and it wasn't the popular opinion that everybody else held that couldn't shut the fuck up about how great the left is, how great all these ideologies are. People got to the point where they just had enough. And you can't just have one side being able to say whatever they want and the other side not saying anything. So I think when the tables turned and Trump won, because the majority of people aren't Whoopi Goldberg,
Yes.
people they felt more comfortable saying certain things. I'm not saying this is what happened in this situation, because there's probably not a company in the world that's going to put your political beliefs over making money.
Yeah.
And the assumption
number
that that's the
one-
case is coming from someone who doesn't have to worry about money at all. So fuck
And
you,
exactly.
you braided butch.
Yep. And number one, well, the one big thing is that would be discrimination, which is against the law in the United States. You cannot. It's a federal law. You cannot discriminate against somebody because of any. You can't discriminate against anybody for anything.
Hey, that's not true. No shoes, no
That is
shirt, no service.
Well, yes, unless you identify as a no shirt.
You're wearing a fucking parka. Hey, I identify as a no shirt. That means we're not serving you, you
Are
idiot.
you wearing a shirt underneath that? No shirt, no shoes, no service. But no, so that's you can't discriminate, and that's what she is saying. But I don't think that she's the only reason Whoopi's doing that is to
This is
try
their
to prove a
platform. It's
point. It's the
stupid.
only reason she did it. She's wrong. She knows it. She better have fucking apologize for it, or else she may not be on The View much longer.
The problem is The View is when everybody was like Fox News is the worst. The View is Fox News the other way, and worse.
Oh yeah,
Because none of them have a fucking brain cell between all four of them or five of them.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if we talked about this before. The Onion bought InfoWars.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So- Hold on. So, have you guys ever heard of Alex Jones?
No. Of
we
course.
talked about him
Of course.
about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, of
So-
course.
so-
Of
when
course, I've heard of
when
Alex Jones.
Infowars got
He's more famous than the fucking we bring the
Right.
boo.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Alex
come on now. But I was gonna say I'm kind of retarded.
Alex Jones'
making the frogs
show
gay.
was InfoWars, and so because of the whole thing with the Sandy Hook,
Mhm.
victims and the lawsuit
Yeah.
and all that stuff, he had to file all his stuff for bankruptcy. And so when in
Yeah.
bankruptcy court, the newspaper, The Onion, or the news company, The Onion, who
Yeah.
does like parody stuff,
which
bought
is,
all the rights to InfoWars, and they're going to produce.
if I remember
new sh-
right, Onion is headquartered in Madison, Wisconsin.
It sounds like Elon Musk is also backing whatever issues he's having, because okay, so Elon Musk's big thing is fucking free speech. You should be able to question things. Him questioning the validity of that shooting, I'm gonna say it right now, with zero tact, and I think that's what people
Yeah.
got pissed off about. But him questioning it resulted in him having to pay like an obscene, like an ungodly amount of money to people that were just hurt by his statements. And then they were like, no, it's not just hurt. We're getting people like show up. Like, I think there is a lawsuit
Well,
of sorts there, because he did kind of
gonna
put
say-
like the crosshairs on people that shouldn't have been involved in anything.
Yeah, I get
Come
where
on.
you're.
Like $20
I get what-
bajillion dollars. No.
Well, I was going to say, bigger picture wise, I get where you're coming from, but there were some very specific things that he said in a very specific way to very specific people that kind of just was it was a lot more stronger than just generalizations.
Yeah,
of
and that's why I'm saying like his
and
tact.
that's where
The tact was terrible, and he
Oh,
does deserve like if those individuals want to sue him for slander, then that's what should happen. But the court being like, you owe a amount of money you'd never see in your entire lifetime, like that is an obscene abuse of justice.
well, it goes back to
Absolutely, it is.
I mean, that also kind of goes back to the whole thing of like, how much is emotional damage really? Like putting a price tag on the oh my god.
That's how much it's
But-
worth. Honestly, emotional
two-
damage.
Really?
The bottom line is it shouldn't be worth that much, unless like somebody has put you in a situation where your life is at risk because of what they said.
Bottom line, your butt's about $8.50.
I think people should be able to question anything that's happened, and I don't think it should be met with like
queso.
potential lawsuits. But
Well,
it
yes, I
should
think
be
there's ways to
there
do it
is a way to
respectfully.
do it. Yeah, like you said, there is a respectful way to challenge. The problem with InfoWars is it was like,
Clickbait.
yeah, and it's also
Yeah.
like the fucking
It's-
same thing I've seen
you
on
know those-
YouTube for the last 20 years, like way
know me-
over and beyond a point. It's like he had to overdo everything.
I might be dating myself here. I'm not sure if you have this basement when you were growing up, but in the grocery store when there was all the different magazines.
Oh yeah,
There's
that's
always that
exactly
black
what
and
it
white-
is.
You gotta go
Yeah,
buy
Black and white Inquirer one.
yeah,
It's
the
like, oh,
Inquirer
yeah,
one. Bat Boy
Santa's-
exists.
Santa is a UFO mixed with crocodile sperm or some bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
it's that.
It's that.
Yeah. That's what it is.
The weird thing is though, like if you look at the history of InfoWars, a lot of what he talked about isn't necessarily untrue. It's just
Just vague
the
enough.
level, the level of like over topness. I don't know how else to put it. Like exaggeration is wild, and it becomes
course.
like the problem with people like that is they can, because of the fan base, they can. This is okay. So here's a good point. He had to pay fucking $20 billion to people. Where is fucking any other news agency doing this? Because I can see exactly what he did in fucking CNN and Fox News and any
he's
fucking
getting
news
sued.
agency.
Well. I think that's the reason he's not on any of those is because he wants to just fucking go balls to the
No,
wall.
but
Like,
what he did is this fucking. Honestly, it's very similar to what I've seen in news agencies with the vitriol.
No,
You have people
I'm-
fucking putting out that Donald Trump is fucking Hitler. They literally put that out there.
So Trump is actually suing CNN.
Yeah.
What to say,
So if Alex Jones can
For
get
100,
sued
he's
for being that
suing
way,
them. He's suing them for $100 million for slander.
and I would too, because if you're gonna sue Alex Jones into the fucking
Alex Jones is still doing his shtick,
yeah, because the bottom line is
but he's doing it on X now.
Yeah,
He's live on
well,
X.
the
shocker.
the thing with him is like I don't understand how they believe that they're gonna get fucking. It was like $20 million out of the man or something. Something like
You're
200
never
million.
gonna get that money.
It was a huge amount. So like, I don't know who does this get paid to? Just like the
Who,
5 people that he instigated, or like every single
The Alex
person
Jones
that
lawsuit?
was part of. Yeah,
I think it's the families of the victims.
it's just
So,
like
like, the
I don't,
parents.
honestly, I feel like if you were a victim of Sandy Hook, but he never mentioned you, and he mentioned like David Hogg or like one of the two, then that's really all you're looking at.
David fucking Hogg. That fucking kid is a fucking.
I wanna look this up.
Say what you mean.
This-
Say what you mean.
This fucking kid. He was apparently he was 23 and he still hadn't graduated high school.
All right, this is back in
So
June, so apologies. This is right here. A federal judge on Friday ordered the liquidation of the conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' personal asset, but dismissed his company's separate bankruptcy case, leaving the immediate future of his InfoWars media platform uncertain, as he owes $1.5 billion for
Yeah,
his false claim
come
that
on.
Sandy Hook.
Come on,
hoax.
1.5 billion. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I find the specifics of what he said.
I've listened to some of the things he said, and everything he said about anything, it's over the top. But it's like honestly, the difference, especially in the last 3 months in regular media, it's not very much of a fucking stretch. I can tell you that.
So this is why Donald Trump. This is why Donald Trump is suing fucking CNN and mainstream media because
Why
if
isn't it
it's okay
$1.5 billion?
if it's okay to sue a guy who is essentially, like Basement said, a conspiracy theorist for 1.5. If I was Trump, I would sue for 1.4 trillion.
No, I'd be
And
like,
then,
you know what?
you know
If
what
you're
I
suing
would
him,
do with that 1.4 trillion? I would put it right back into the fucking economy.
I mean,
All right, so here's this is coming off
Just
of the
saying.
AP.
you're never
It
going
says
to get
here,
it.
the shooting had barely happened when Jones began pushing the falsehood that it was a hoax. Victims' families who sued Jones said they were subjected to years of torment, threats, and abuse by people who believed the lies told on his show. One father said conspiracy theorists urinated on his 7-year-old son's grave and threatened to dig up the coffin.
So here's the question: is he now liable for what people decide to do?
That's where they were getting to a slippery slope. The families fought back with lawsuits in Connecticut and Texas. Testifying in the Texas case, Jones acknowledged in 2022 that the shooting was 100% real and it was absolutely irresponsible to call it a hoax.
So my question is, if somebody went out there and shot Donald Trump and
I
killed him,
know where you're going with
right?
this.
Shot
Yeah.
Donald Trump and killed him, and he said, "This is for Kamala." Is now Kamala Harris going to jail for murder?
Who was it that tried to assassinate a president? And he was like, "Oh, someone."
That's
So-
2 people in the last fucking 3 months.
So let's bring up January 6th. This is exactly what
Yeah, they're trying to put the blame on someone that didn't do any of the action, and they're saying
only
the
thing-
incitement of action is chargeable.
The thing that they're trying to put Donald Trump, they're saying that he incited this riot, is he said, go to the Capitol. We need to march on the Capitol. But what they didn't fucking play in mainstream media is let's march on the Capitol, but let's do it peacefully.
So, do you think
Nowhere did Donald Trump fucking say, hey, let's go march on the Capitol and just enter there and just fucking take over.
so?
That's not what he fucking said.
Yeah. So the question lies: is omission of information chargeable? Like
This
this,
is-
this
I
is where
would
like
say
I don't
so.
agree with the fucking 1 point whatever billion dollars. The guy obviously
almost-
thought that like Sandy Hook was a stage, and honestly, I don't think it was. But I don't.
Are you liable? Yeah, I
Is
see
it
what
all
you're saying.
Yeah,
caused
like-
in line?
Is
Okay,
Jones
Aaron,
really liable for all
Alpha's
these-
asking
Was
the
Alex
question.
Jones going to the fucking people's houses and berating them?
No.
So Alpha just asked the question, and I'm gonna answer your fucking question. The only thing on my mind right now is how the fuck did we get here? We go from Whoopi Goldberg crying. It's all the same. What we're trying to point out is it's fucking horseshit.
Yeah. So now Whoopi
That
Goldberg is blaming
we allow the mainstream media
to get away with
to
fucking
do
murder.
these kinds of things, and Whoopi Goldberg and The View is considered mainstream media.
Yeah.
We allow them. They're allowed to say whatever the fuck they want. But Alex Jones comes out and says something. You owe everybody $1.4 billion.
The View has called Tulsi Gabbard a fucking Russian spy. They've
Yes.
probably gone along with Donald Trump as Hitler. So, like, okay, so if I'm going to say somebody is Hitler and they're running for presidency, do you think that's not going to incite violence against them?
It would.
So,
It has.
is somebody pissing on someone's grave worse than someone trying to kill someone twice? Yet one got answered with a $1.5 billion lawsuit. The other was like, I'm sad
like
they
the-
missed.
So,
It's
so
of John Hinckley Jr., right? Like, he's the guy
I liken it to this. I liken it to this. The thing that happened on January 6th was fucking crazies. Like Donald Trump wants us to march on the Capitol
One of them
and do that.
there.
And when what happens when there is a big group of people that show up, violence is going to fucking happen because people are fucking dumb, right? The same fucking thing here. People are gonna fucking show up. People saying he's Hitler. Oh my god, I need to kill this guy because
Yeah,
he's
like,
Hitler.
in
That's
what
a
world
fucking crazy
is calling
person
someone
seeing this.
Hitler?
It's like, oh my god, she's right. We need to kill this guy.
It's basically calling someone fucking Satan at this point. Like, and they like brushed off. This is coming from the opposition's mouth. The person running for presidency is calling the opposition Hitler. like if that like she should be fucking $1.5 billion. Pay it, bitch. Because what
Yeah.
on what grounds are you comparing him to Hitler? The loosest
Well,
fucking things
honestly-
in the world. He's running for presidency.
Wait, I'm gonna go right here. Honestly, it wasn't a transition. We were talking about the same thing. We were just comparing it.
He
Does
got
that
it.
make sense?
He got it. He got it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying, Darren. We're comparing. This is it's good for one, but it's not okay for the others.
So
The
when I
point we're
saw
trying to
the
make.
Alex Jones, like the amount of money he had to pay, I knew the world was in trouble. Because
Yes.
though I don't agree with what he did at all, charging someone to the point where life is over, like if they commandeer every check you have, you'll never pay it off. How do you live? How does somebody
You
live and make money and pay that shit? There's no way, right? So, though I don't agree with it, I'm like, this is an exorbitant. It's a huge abuse of the justice system. And if this
It's gonna open the door
existed,
for a lot of other
yeah,
bullshit.
it's really bad because what you're actually doing is you're creating something that becomes a norm and then a trend, and people start suing people for an exorbitant amount of money for some shit that is literally like what someone said. Speech, honestly, for the most part, and there's a conversation I've been having with friends where it's like a speech should not be controlled and you can't be charged for speech. And people are like, what about hate speech? And then I'm like, who decides what hate speech really is? Once you
It's
get
a
to
matter of
that point where it's like, I feel like he was speaking hate to me, and the other person's like, just I'm a fucking asshole. It's like, like I think people are smart enough for the most part to like
right now.
know what they're saying and treat people with respect when they want to.
Right
Yes, all fucking isms exist. People are
Right
gonna
now.
hate you because of everything.
Yes.
But
I mean,
horseshit.
this goes back further than just Donald Trump winning the first election that he did. I mean, Maxine Waters was out on the streets during her campaign telling them, we need to be harassing every Republican senator and
It's because-
congressman. They go to the diner, we show up at their table and make a lot of noise.
So that to me
like,
is
you
$1.5
don't really-
billion.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna literally say I want people to do this exact thing, then
That's against
yes.
the law to do.
If you're gonna
I-
then you're the
so-
KKK, pretty much.
So I think
That party did fund the KKK.
well they did. The Democratic Party did fund the KKK initially back in the 1800s.
Now who
So the
funds it?
thing is here, I want to say this real quick, and I'm answering in the chat. The left has basically become a makeshift communist party. I
Obviously,
honestly think
real
there are
hard.
still Democrats out there that want
The more
The same-
centrist idea.
this centrist idea. And I've been watching, and there are people right now saying the reason we lost is we're not listening to the people.
I mean,
Yes.
outside of Donald
So,
Trump, his other
They're out
three.
there. They're out there, but it's a minority of people. Are
Honestly,
out
I
there.
would say Elon Musk, RFK, and Tulsi Gabbard are centrist. So you kind of won,
They're
even though you lost.
Democrat. They
They-
were
they-
essentially
they-
Democrat. Well,
They officially transferred
Well-
over to the Republican side now.
Yeah, but the
that tells you
ideas,
everything you need to know.
the
Go ahead.
ideas are what us as older liberals, myself, Connor, would agree with.
Yes.
So, like, I mean, the liberals went wild. They went crazy and stupid shit.
Well,
It
they
doesn't matter.
went to the wokeism. Wokeism was their platform.
I hate when people
So-
say that, like, that term is like, what does that even mean? Man, if you don't know, you don't know. But the
Let me-
truth
let
is,
me-
like,
let me-
I've seen it
so-
everywhere.
When I go in, I'm going to tell you right now. I work with things
Wokeism.
like this. Well,
Technically.
I go into
we all
unit,
do, to be
I
honest.
have to be careful what I say.
I'm with you because government jobs, like, I'm this. Okay, so
It's
this
very
is
territory,
my
though.
my
Now-
my perspective is government, and government was so fast to jump on that bandwagon.
Yes.
Right. So I have to be careful what I say. Now, like when I'm pitching an idea to sell a resource to a soldier, because you do get that every once in a while. Sometimes they'll be like, "Well, I don't need your help." until they need your help.
Right.
The parent, so right now, child care is a big thing right now. Child care is so fucking expensive. The army doesn't have child care for free, and you know, like if a soldier has to go to battle assembly, retention, keeping people in the army is a big thing. So the way I sell it, and Heather's heard me give this spiel, and I'll give you, it's not that long. It's about a 2-minute speech. I tell the soldiers and the spouses who are standing there listening to me, imagine you're at home. You're having a hell of a day, and you just need a break from your fucking kids, right? The place that provides free health care, you don't have to drop your kids off, and it has to be a specific amount of time. You can do it up to 12 hours of that day, but you have to pick them up after that 12 hours of time. If you just want to go home, if mom wants to go home, sit down and have a glass of wine, read a book, and I have to be careful how they say that, because in reality, some people, I didn't appreciate the way he said that.
Well, do you think I'm an alcohol abuser? I'm a strong mother of 17 kids. I want $1.5 billion, JP.
So I listen, because I won't say it. If you just want to go grocery shopping by yourself and you want to drop the kids off for 2 hours,
if you want time alone, this is how it's done.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. That's another thing. But
you need to center your mind.
I listen. So the last event I took them to, they had, and I pitched it. I said, and that's want to have a glass of wine, you just want to sit down and read a book for 2 hours, this place will provide that care for you. And the mother literally perked up, like, oh, really? So you have to listen to your audience. And that's just, but you have to be careful how you word things. That's the wokeism that I'm talking about.
See, this is where like the difference is, and there's always like that level of like respectfulness you have to have working at a job. But I miss the days where I'm going to say something racist.
So I've never said anything.
That's great. That was
I love that you caught yourself as you were about to say it.
Yeah. It's so like going over in my mind. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to go over well.
Jordan?
It was the days where I could.
But also, people could say racist things to me. It was like a give and take. It was a loving relationship of people pulling each other's legs over stereotype shit that we may or may not have fucking fallen into because of who we are. That was just a lot more fun. This is honestly that fucking Tim Walz. We need to bring joy back. Well, just get a bit of racism in your life.
Yes.
Stereotypes, man. They're funny.
We were sitting there. We were watching. So we were. Heather and I. We started watching those at night when we go to bed and lay down or whatever. We turned Dean Martin roast. Oh my god. The fucking comments that fly out of people's mouths back then. You couldn't do that today because it's like, oh my god, and it's. I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's other black people saying that to other black people.
No, the thing is, it's not like okay. So I don't consider, and people might fucking attack me for this, but I don't consider like stereotypes meant in a joking way racism. They're just not.
No.
So if somebody's gonna be like, dance for me, honky, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I am so hurt. Where's the HR? But if I'm gonna be like, if we need math done, go grab Wang Chi. I mean, that's.
You know what I would do if somebody says, "Start dancing for me, honky"? I'd start fucking dancing.
Yeah, we're all in a group. We gotta drive to the next destination, like anybody but the Asian guy. And it's not. Okay, so it's like meant in jest, and obviously you don't say this to people you don't know. But having it be taboo that you don't say it to anybody ever. Is like, what world do you want to live in? The world where it's like, okay, Tom, let's go from point A to point B. Tom, you are doing well. We have arrived. I am a robot. I really wish we had more Asians in this world and more railroads.
You are not a huge fan
I love Asian
of
people.
certain people.
I
Huh?
love all people. I love Asian people. They're great.
I love all people too. I just wish people
I hate
weren't-
everybody equally.
I just wish people weren't fucking dumb, man.
Well, I mean, come on.
What the dog doing?
I love all people. They're all great. And honestly, when like you get ingrained to like,
You wanna know what
I've been
dogs
to like
do?
all Asian parties. I've been to all black parties. And when you get
The
people
dog is
alone in
switching
their
his
own
ass
element
right.
and they don't have to worry about you, it is the funniest shit. And they are all super racist. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Every
yes,
single
they
group I've been
You're-
around where I'm the only white guy because I live in Canada in a place that's like I'm the minority.
And
Every
yeah.
group I've been around, they're all racist. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
This is why everybody needs to listen to this song. Everybody's a little bit racist from Avenue
Yeah.
Q. Smoke a fucking joint and fucking relax.
Yeah, take the stick out of your
No,
ass.
one of the three of those things.
Who's Avenue Q?
It's a Broadway play, like Happy Time Murder movie we watched.
Happy Time
It's
Murder movie.
It's Muppets for adults.
So, speaking of different cultures,
If everybody who has ever heard the song "Internet is for Porn,"
No, we
it's
don't.
from that play.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea.
I love porn. Well, not really. It's all right.
I'm gonna come.
So,
But everybody needs to listen to that song from them. Everybody's a little bit racist because they make fucking spot on points about it in the fucking song.
and it's okay. So this is where I'm like, that is not racism. Is like, I hate. There's hate behind what I'm saying.
Right.
And in all honesty, it's like it's a fun time. We'll all make fun of each other. We're all fucking
Fun
stupid.
time.
It's a no, but like, am I wrong in saying this? I don't know.
No, I think you need to work on your delivery.
You know what? Well, then I work on my delivery. Hey, thanks, John, for taking me from point A to point B. I'll get in this Asian man's vehicle. I feel super safe. Thank you for taking me to my destination.
Can you put me in
James.
bubble wrap, please?
I'm surprised I got here. No,
Yes, I.
I love Asian people. They're great. Speaking
I
of
actually
Asian,
do like Asian people.
I like
Yeah.
honestly. There's like, this is how I know I'm not racist. I've met people of all fucking cultures and creeds, and all of them are awesome. And then there's just shitty versions of people in every fucking race.
Yes.
So I remember, like, I think Oriental. I don't know if that
Yeah, you can't say
Oriental
that anymore,
are-
man.
is now a bad thing to say.
Yes.
But they're from the Orient.
Yes.
But they're not
two-
ental.
Two funny little stories, real quick, just to kind of
racist.
in the same wonderful subject of this. I was listening to, I think, Tom Segura's stand up, and he was talking about how there's this guy who was explaining that he's half Latino, but he's white. And the guy couldn't quite like wrap his head around that fact. He's like, he goes, "You ever been to Mexico? There's fucking Chinese people there that speak Spanish will blow your fucking mind."
Oh my god! The first time
Yeah.
I saw a Chinese person speaking with an Irish accent, it like I was like, "What in the fuck?"
No, she was Scottish.
He was opening the door for me, and I'm like, "Good
Top of the
God."
morning to you, like, holy, what the fuck?
Did not expect that. It's great. I love it. I think honestly, I think most people aren't racist. Like it's very few and far between that are, and like kids that say stupid shit because they don't understand how to be an adult. That's like I see it all the
Yeah.
time. Kids will say hateful things, but I don't know. Like I can tell you, all you need to look at is like every fucking kid that's half white will be like, I am anything but
Dude.
white. No, I am anything but white. They're all like, yeah, I'm black. I'm Asian. It's like, you don't want to be white because there's not much culture there. That's all I'm gonna say.
I understand that.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck everybody. And
And
we're all
then,
the same.
sure,
Speaking
that's
of...
I like all people, but fuck everybody.
yeah,
That's
well,
why I
it's kinda
said
the
I
same.
hate everybody equally.
Oh, the other thing I was going to mention too was there's also a syndrome where you can actually get like
Down?
There's a case. No, even better.
You want to get down?
There was a woman who in the UK who had like a traumatic head injury from like a car crash.
Oh, yeah, I
and
saw
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah, it's the foreign
Yeah.
language syndrome.
She
She turned Asian.
Chinese
What happened?
So
This woman, She went through some sort of traumatic brain injury. I don't know if it was a stroke or a massive
was a car
concussion or anything like
crash.
that, but she then she's a British woman who's lived
Never-
in Britain her entire life,
Never left the UK.
never left, never even visited.
Okay.
All of a sudden, after this injury, started speaking with a Chinese accent.
See, I think that's the most racist thing I've
best.
heard.
It's
Because
the
you
best.
know that woman's life is fucked. Every time she goes to like a supermarket with an Asian person there, it's like, how doing? It's like, well, excuse me, ma'am.
Freudian slip.
Hello,
Have you ever had
Jill.
the Freudian slip where you call the Chinese place to order takeout and you go, yeah, I'd like 5 wontons.
Oh, wait.
And they're like, what did you just fucking say to me?
Wait. There's one prank that I remember. This was like I think 5 years ago, where this guy called two Chinese restaurants at the exact same time, and then put the phones together. Oh my god, it was wonderful to watch that conversation disintegrate into madness. Oh, it was beautiful.
You know, I feel so bad for that woman because this is her conversation when she meets an Asian person. She starts speaking with an Asian accent, and they're like, "Oh, is you Chinese?" And she'll be like, "No, I've got brain
You're a racist.
There's no
Okay.
good way out of that conversation. I feel bad for that woman.
No, I'm not racist. It's brain damage.
I feel bad for that woman, honestly. Oh, yeah, how are you gonna get out of that? So speaking of cultural differences, I'm sure you guys saw this on Twitter, unless you live under a rock. Oh God, why is it
On Twitter?
so? Why did it do this to me? So in New Zealand Parliament, they started doing the fucking
Yes,
haka. Which
Oh, you
they
have-
did it. They performed the haka within
Oh,
Parliament
yeah.
in
in
protest
New
for
Zealand, yeah.
in New Zealand, in the protest of a new bill that would have greatly reduced their rights as
Fucking loved
Maori
everything
native.
about this.
so a lot of the discourse online is whether this should be where it is, and how is it cringe or not. That was the big discord.
I think it's close. I think it's
For
very.
me,
Oh, it's cringe
for
for
me,
me. It's
because
cringe
it
for me.
is protecting their traditions and their rights to their native land, much like the Native American people here and in Canada.
I've heard it's not their native land though.
So hold on a second.
The more-
Where did this happened in New Zealand, right?
Yes, the New Zealand Parliament.
So who
She is a member of Parliament.
okay, so who is she yelling at?
Everybody,
The Prime
apparently.
Minister
She was yelling at the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister
and the rest of Parliament. Yes.
and the rest of
And they had
Parliament.
everybody show up. They were like plants to get up and dance against them. This is like gay Footloose. Well, Footloose is kind of gay anyway.
Well, okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. All right, now number one, because I did see this. Number one, and probably the only thing I'll say.
Yeah, right.
The one thing that happened here is if somebody was to do this in R, they would throw them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would then be, what's the term that they used?
Expunge.
I mean, isn't it like
Neutralize.
a dance that
Expunged,
symbolizes
but they would
war?
have been. So whatever happened to Rashida Tlaib is what would happen to her.
I just
censored.
don't
Yeah.
see the point of this in Parliament because
And that's the
So
point.
this
You're
is
there
just-
to debate something. You're not there. And this is a problem with our Congress here
I
in the
wish
United
everybody
States.
just danced against each other.
I know why they did it.
But
like
this doesn't win
No.
your argument.
No,
This don't win. Now I appreciate the fact that they have a culture, and that's what I'm all for it. Actually, this is a pretty cool dance. I've seen it. Because the New Zealand
Morais.
rugby team, they do this, and it's actually a pretty cool little thing. It kind of freaks the other team the fuck out.
I think it's. I'm not hating against the actual fucking dance or anything, but I'm
No.
like, there's a place for this. You can't be like,
Yeah,
the cops show up to
here
your
it-
house. We hear you're beating your wife, and you just, you know what? I'm doing a haka against this. Like, there's a place for certain things, and this is unfortunately one of those things. Yes, it might be part of their culture and everything, but is not something I would deem as progressive nature.
So they essentially did what Nancy Pelosi did to Trump's speech,
Yes.
She did the Hawkeye.
which is actually frowned upon. You should not do that.
Which
I
is-
understand that you don't like the bill, and you can argue that. That's why you have debate. This isn't a debate. This is them being using that, in my eyes, using their culture. This argument. This is them trying to win an argument with dance.
It's
That's all.
it's not a respectful way to do. So, like, here's the thing: if anything you disagree with, you're just gonna rip it up and fucking dance on people. How are you gonna progress anything?
You're not doing
no,
that.
I'm not saying this is successful. I'm just saying I know why they did this the way, or at least I have an idea of why they did this the way they did this.
All right,
Because
If you don't do that, okay,
tell
You
us,
don't-
Connor. Tell us now.
do that though.
Why
What's
did
that?
they
I get
why
why
did they do
did it.
this the way they did it?
Yeah,
at least
go
my
ahead.
guess is because of exactly why we're talking about it right now. The social media like attention and grab that it would get.
Oh God, I hate it. I hate it. This is like
That-
politics.
that's
Politics and
that's
social
not
media do
the way
not
to do it.
mix very well. You don't
Why?
want like the
Why?
people saw it.
Why
Half the
does
people
this
were like,
have
"What the
to
fuck is
be?
this shit?"
If that's what they're doing, every single one of them should be expelled from
Like,
Parliament.
sir, you're on trial for killing 7 people. Sentence is death. Get up and start flossing. Like, like it's not. You can't run a world where people respond with dance.
I agree. I just think that's my guess is that that's part of it because why else would you have such a respectfully such a theatrical showboaty way of doing this
So-
with such a small audience?
So what I wanted to get to with this is like the entire time I was looking at this online, all of the comments are like white people hate this response. They think it's cringe. And then people were just pinpointing white people for some reason. I don't know why.
I think it's cringe.
I think it's cringe as fuck, but that's me.
I mean, I can see the argument for why people think would it be, but I don't think it is.
It's not a TV show. It's fucking Parliament.
Close. It's like close to being cringe.
These are the
it is.
people that you elect into office to act like fucking goons.
And the fact that they had like plants that would get out
It's
there.
magic.
This was the plan already, which is what pisses me off. They
Right.
came in knowing they were going to do this. Whatever conversation they might have had, this was going to be the ending. Because you had the fucking guy in the front row who's got like tattoos up the wazoo and fucking lip rings and shit, and they all just get out and dance. It was going to happen. So it wasn't.
Right.
They didn't even go in with like good intentions. They went in with this being the end result. They went in to
With
capture
flag.
social media, and I think that has no place in
For
politics.
these people in the front here, like I get that this woman was a part of Parliament, but nobody else is a part of Parliament here.
They are, but they're all
are.
the Maori or however you say it.
Maury, sorry.
So I'm like,
That's-
This isn't the place to do this.
Agreed.
and this is where like I see a huge divide on Twitter because half the people are like, yeah, it's great, it shows their culture and stuff. I'm like,
But it's not
but
about
yeah,
culture.
it's
I
not.
know.
But it's
It's
about
more-
like
okay. More information on it. I got it here. The ACT New Zealand Party, a junior partner in the ruling centre-right coalition, last week unveiled a bill to enshrine a narrower interpretation of the Waitangi Treaty in law. As parliamentarians gathered for a preliminary vote on the bill on Thursday, Taipei Maori MPs stood and began a haka, a traditional Maori dance made famous by New Zealand rugby team. Parliament was briefly suspended as people in the gallery joined in and shouting drowned out the others in the chamber. So basically, this new act that they were protesting in this would have stripped away a lot of the rights that they literally spent the last 50 years.
what rights are those
expanding.
though? I need to know. Otherwise, I probably won't agree.
So what rights are they? That's it. So again,
It takes away their native court because they like Native Americans here. They have their own justice system within the tribe.
then okay. So here's the thing. This is the problem. So
Sure.
they're going with their native court. Then why are you in parliament? If you want to be your own thing, go somewhere else and do it. Don't. I hate saying that because that sounds horrible. But again, there's a reason why you're an elected official. There's laws. The rule of law. It's a proposal. It wasn't passed. There's no need to fucking get up and start dancing and acting like a buffoon. And again, she said it. The haka is actually something that the rugby team made famous. So it isn't a fucking goddamn native.
It is native.
Okay, so it's native, but it's something that the rugby team.
No.
Yeah, well, no, it's
The rugby
it's part of
team
their
brought it to
culture.
the public.
It's part of their culture, but at the same time, okay. So, my question is
Privately.
like, at some point in time, there's a lot of
Everybody knows that.
there's a lot of conversation about people going here and there and what cultures go where and keeping culture alive. I think there is a huge benefit to keep culture alive, and I think people have proven this from traveling across the world, but finding people of the same fucking heritage and creating communities. People don't want to mix as much as people want to. Some people will, but a lot of people want to keep their culture alive. And I think keeping culture alive is actually super important for people feeling like they belong somewhere. When you strip culture and you strip belonging, people are lost. Already people are lost, but you're getting rid of like heritage at that point. I don't, however, think a show of dancing force is needed in a parliament. Like, it's not going to sway the vote one way or the other.
Well, it's not that they wanted to sway the vote; they wanted to disrupt it because this vote was to pass it into law.
But
So
it's not
I
gonna
also feel
disrupt
like when it comes
anything.
and we have this here when it comes to like natives of the like place that people have taken over, and it's literally years upon years removed from even having the conversation, because people taking over or moving around the world is inevitable. It's just going to happen no matter what. It might be one type or it might be the other. In the end, you have been colonized. It would have happened no matter what. I feel like there's a problem when you divide. Like, here we get like Native Canadians are almost like their own community, and it's hurt them so much. Even more like than like I get the idea. You don't want to integrate. We can establish them being part of a community that is everybody while still keeping their culture alive. Keeping them separate, literally, they don't pay taxes. They have their own borders. People can't patrol,
Same.
can't do anything on native land. It is very much like not a way to move forward. All you create is division, and you create a problem like literally because people aren't paying taxes and they're getting government handouts. They don't work. They don't do anything. It hurts their culture even more. Like,
Well,
you need that
that's
integration.
where the difference is with the native people here. A lot of them do work. A lot of them do create things within their communities, like the ones that were by me on Long Island. They have several museums on Long Island devoted to the tribes that lived in those areas.
I mean, I'm not saying that
So
that's
the
not.
natives here don't pay taxes.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that's not okay. The problem is like anybody that wants to be like successful or do something, they're going to do it. But the people that don't really have the drive and are getting government handouts to just live and do nothing,
And
what do you think they're
before
going to
anybody
do?
jumps on me, that's not a bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying. So the natives here, like all of them, pretty much own like all the casinos around here.
Yes,
Same
that's
here.
the other way I was
just,
going to go.
That's just where they are everywhere. I think the problem is like every native community is like copy and paste of other native communities. It's built off of gambling
Very
and
similar
selling
traditions
things,
and whatnot, yeah.
selling things cheaper, which is like it's fine, but like honestly, I wonder sometimes how like keeping something so segregated, may either help or hinder a populace, and we've seen here it's getting better, but we've seen a huge upturn in like native people being addicted to fucking drugs.
Oh, that's a problem here too.
It's a problem here too.
Yeah, and I think some of it comes from creating complacency. When you get rid of the idea of capitalism in native society, because you're going to be able to live no matter what you do, what does it matter? And I mean, I can honestly understand that. If a communist society existed and I was just given money enough to live, what the fuck? What is my drive to do anything but just fuck it?
Just
Yeah.
be.
You get rid of purpose, and it's the biggest hurt I think that you could do to a community.
Yep.
I'm comparing the natives here to this, but at the same time, do you think being so divided from everybody else is the right choice? I don't know if the native community anywhere should have its own laws, especially if they differ so hugely from actual law. I don't know what the native community there has, but like, say people are getting off for things that people should be in jail for, and it happened outside of their community, but the person lives there, or it happened on community grounds because somebody visited them. How do you handle that? It makes things so messy. I don't know.
I just
That's my
keep
thought process.
watching this on repeat, and the more I watch it, the more these people look like dumbasses.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not a way to move things forward.
No,
I know
way
it's a
to-
show
it's taking
of
a huge
culture.
step back because the people on the other side are looking at these like, the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why would
It's
I?
just
Okay, if we could
if you
talk,
don't
why
like
are
it,
you
if
dancing
you
at me?
don't like it, if you don't like it, vote against it. We don't need to have this fucking big show of bullshit, which is essentially what it is.
But I think
Like,
this
if
has been
somebody
par for the
started
course.
doing that fucking haka dance, like if we were getting ready to play a football game, and somebody started doing the, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, are they just
You know, all it
retarded?
reminds me of is fucking what's the movie? Fucking something of the Titans. Remember the Titans, where they start singing at a thing, and it's like, it's not really like it's such a Disney thing. It's such a thing that doesn't
Well,
exist in the
so
real
that
world.
that was actually a thing. They actually, the team actually
okay,
did that.
but this is
So-
where I'm saying like it's such a Disney thing, not
I do
a
agree with you, but so for
especially
that
with three people fucking dancing.
particular thing, it kind of needed to happen to show unity amongst the teammates.
Yeah, and this is like unity amongst their community of 4 people. But it's a weird place for it, and if it is what
Yeah,
Connor
and
says,
I
if
can
it's-
see it on a football field. I get it on a football field. You're trying to show unity. We're together. We're gonna kick your ass. But here, they're not gonna fight with somebody.
if it is what Connor says, it being like a social media push so that people pay attention to it. No, they've accomplished what they wanted to do, but it's like
that's
it's
what
immediate gains for potential 0 returns.
The people that are doing this are the lawmakers.
and you have to think
Voting
that-
on this
I gotta pee
and
so
it
bad.
passes, it's not going to go before the people,
even if
which
there's
is my point.
even
Once
if the
it's
social media attention
voted
wasn't,
on, it's done. Go
even
ahead.
if the social media like attention grab wasn't their intent, they had to have known that that's what was going to happen as like a ramification, but maybe not
But
to maybe to this scale, but like still they had to be aware of it on some level.
I hear what you're saying, but what
And
does
does
it
that
do? It does nothing.
Well, it's a backfire.
Well, right. For them,
Right, it's a gamble.
it's not gonna vote. People don't vote on this. That's
No,
what
no.
Parliament is there for, is to vote on this. It's a
agree.
law being made. People don't
Yeah.
vote on laws.
I know.
Okay,
I'm
that's
saying
what
it was,
that's my
I think
point.
it's a dumb one. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that's what they're
it fucking does nothing for them.
so.
I'm just saying. I hear what you're saying. It's stupid.
I'm just agreeing with you. Oh
Yeah,
man,
right.
I got a boom boom. Poop. That's what I gotta do. I would. Did basement run off to go boom boom?
He may have. I do want it. There's a couple of Canadian things that I want to talk to him about. Because this isn't me making fun of Canada or anything, because I have a literal question about this.
About what?
How much maple syrup is too much? Okay, good. On that note, I will be right back. Boom boom away.
So, question. So, there's a couple of things that popped up in Canada yesterday on my feed. I'm like, oh, this will be interesting to talk about. So we'll talk about. Do you want to talk about the scientific thing, or do you want to talk about the other thing?
Give me the scientific thing because I'm declining.
So the scientific thing, apparently there
Their
was
meteor
a.
entered Canadian airspace and broke up in the sky.
What did?
So did you see this? Did you know about this?
I did not know or see.
Oh, well, I wish I could show you a picture of it. It exploded and showed a big blue
Fireball.
fireball
sky.
of. Yeah. You can look it up. I mean, here, let me look it up. I'll see what I can.
I forgot how to spell. That's not pulling up shit.
That's always Calgary, Alberta.
Oh yeah, I'd never see that. And I don't know. I'm just getting like a ton of different results.
Hold on.
None of them are good.
Hold on. I got it. It's right here.
You
Yeah, but I
gotta-
can't show that. That's a problem.
I'm not saying you have to. I just want to know.
What love is.
There. I just put it in the chat.
Hold
It's
on.
in
The
the
Discord
templates
chat.
for streams.
Let me. Is this it? Oh, not that.
I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, it's definitely not Terrence and Phil. This is them too far on each other. I don't understand. This is one thing I don't fucking understand about fucking.
God damn it! Won't show me what I wanted to see.
But I got a question for
Is
you. Are
this
your
it?
pulse? Huh? I don't know.
What the fuck is
Yes,
this? The
that thing.
lights. Okay, well.
So apparently there was a meteor. I don't know if it was how big it was or whatever it was, but this happened in Canada last night. Or that, well, the picture.
Sometime recently.
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
Well, that was
Unexpected
mine.
blue lights in the sky. It happens.
I don't know.
I used to think planes at night, when planes would fly over, I thought they were UFOs.
Did you
as a
see
kid.
that they had like an actual trial about UAPs?
Yes.
UAPs.
The unidentified. I don't know. Was it UAPs? What are they called? They're not called UFOs anymore.
UFAs, I think, actually.
I think it's
Unidentified
UAPs, unidentified aerial projectiles.
Fucking seriously, even changing the name of goddamn
I think they're called UAPs. I'm gonna go with UAPs. Anyways, they had like this actual like fucking legit congressional hearing about UAPs,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, yes, they exist, and yes, aliens are everywhere. They didn't say that, but that's my interpretation.
Oh, they're admitting it and showing video thermal footage of fucking.
It's an unidentified aerial
that-
phenomenon. So the guy in question was like, yes, I've been involved with search and rescue for a UAP. I cannot say more. I will not say more. The government will kill me. What are your
Alright,
thoughts
5 more
on
questions.
UAPs?
He's a pussy. I just I seen this. I was watching. What was I doing?
I don't know.
Peas.
I know but I was scrolling through and I seen this. I'm like, oh shit, we should talk about this because you live in Canada. So you guys didn't get this on the news that there was a big explosion in the
Maybe.
sky
I
and
didn't
all
pay
this
for
shit.
it. I didn't listen to it.
I
If it's in
don't pay
Calgary, I'll
for it.
never see it. So
Okay. All right. So what about I got one more question for you. So do your postal workers are they a part of the government?
yeah, they are.
Really? So
And they're allowed to go on strike.
no, they can be
Mhm.
because there are some government workers like depending on
Yeah.
where you are, you have a union. I don't. But there is a union agreement. It's really fucking weird out here. I don't get it. But so apparently some postal workers went on strike in Canada. How was that working for your Christmas?
Not good, but like, so so this is just par for the course, man. Any like thing that's unionized will go on strike here in Canada at the end of the year. Fuck people. The problem is like every company they work for is trying to hit like end of year goals. So as soon as they go on strike, it's
Mhm.
going to be, oh, we're going to get what we want because they need to hit those end of the year goals. So they will pay out for anybody that's striking. It just happened here. One of the cities that are in my region went on strike. All the transit in certain areas went on strike. It lasted for a week. Then it was resolved because they're like, we can't have this fucking go on for longer. It's going to kill our bottom line when we put our money to, when we put our fucking year-end review in, it's going to destroy us. The same
So
thing
when
for
this-
Canada Post.
Right. So this happened. The port union, they did that strike, and
Yeah,
everybody's like, "Oh my
longshoremen.
god, we're not getting our toilet paper." Okay, so yeah, so that, and everybody's like, "Oh, the bottom line bullshit." But I just wanted to ask that question because I know our postal workers are part of the. It's a government job. If you are a veteran, you get preference. So even if I do leave, I can be the postal worker. I just have to apply for it, which
The
means
thing
I
is,
have to.
postal workers here have been like really thrown through the ringer. They've reduced them so much, and they've turned the job into.
They don't get paid well.
Well,
Not gonna lie.
they used to, but now they've turned the job into something that is like
You want to know why?
purely even it's like occasional work, not even part time anymore.
You want to know why? Because of the union.
That's also because nobody cares about physical mail for the most part.
Yeah.
True.
The reduction in physical mail has hurt them, and it will continue to hurt them. But they'll go on strike right before Christmas because they will go on strike in enough time so that the actual government will respond before they impact Christmas. Without like the idea is we're not going to impact the holidays, but we're going to threaten to, so that we get what we want. So I mean, that's just the way it is here. That's the way it is
Yep.
probably everywhere. But
It is, and it hasn't happened here in a long time. But I don't think postal workers here are part of a union. They might be. I'm not sure. Well, they might be. But
I would say we could ask the one right down the street, but there's never anybody in there.
well, it's because we live in a community of like fucking 10 people. But so it's one of those things where, oh my god, not again.
no, I'm just saying, this was the UAP testimony with all these guys. It's big
Oh.
news, man.
UAP online.
Congressional UFO hearing features eye-opening. UAP claims.
I just thought of Call of Duty. UAP online.
What is the UAP? I love how they had to. You know what? I honestly think like because they're slowly releasing information that the government knows that there was unidentified flying objects, they changed the name so that people wouldn't look it up online or find it online.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So they changed the term from UFO to UAP because go back up to that.
I also-
UAP. Oh, you missed. Where did I see that? Okay, here it is.
UAP is the hot new
UAP tries
term.
to avoid some of the alien-soaked stigma of the term UFO. It's unidentified flying object. How in the fuck does that? Heck, I'm done. Go ahead.
So
We
they had
don't-
these guys. Some of them worked for the government beforehand. I think this guy was the big speaker here.
We're
And,
racist, we're racist against things that don't give a shit if we're racist against it. Who the fuck is?
Tim Galido, Luis, whatever cares about these guys. Well, that's just where it ends. The hearing didn't deliver any knockout new information. No one was beamed into space. Of course. What the Who are you, Amanda Kuzer? You dumb bitch. And no one was beamed into space, obviously. The main takeaways was a broad call for the government to be more transparent in sharing UAP data. So, yeah, a lot of what they said, and it was on, under oath, people that formerly work for the government were saying, yes, they exist. Yes, we've seen a lot of them. Yes, they go beyond what we understand in terms of speed. like things moving way faster than we have any technology to make. We don't know if it's aliens or a different country way ahead of us, and that they were involved in search and rescue of unidentified flying objects. What that involved, they couldn't speak on. And this guy looks like
So
he's been punched twice in the
Independence Day
eyes.
is gonna happen soon. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say it now.
The movie?
Aliens are gonna be like, these people are. We gotta kill these people.
If I was an alien and I came here, first
I would
thing I
just
would do.
listen to the news and be like, yeah, nope, lock doors, run away.
The thing, okay, so the
No,
thing is,
no.
if any fucking being has the ability for space flight like that, they'd be so advanced that they would like any squabbles fucking politicians had would mean nothing to them, in my mind.
Yeah.
I think the only thing
Unless
that might
it
be,
was for their kids' history project, it wouldn't be.
I think what's more likely is that there's like beings that can live in space, not necessarily from another planet. So you know how like even in the darkest depths of the fucking ocean, there's creatures that can live there. I'm sure
Yes.
there's some sort of being that can live in space and travels around, and that's what that
If
is.
Star Wars taught us anything, there's space whales out there.
Not necessarily intelligent, just something
Mm.
moving around. But I mean, that's for you to decide, the viewer.
I believe they could exist. I mean, we don't know everything.
But yeah, so those are two things that happened in Canada. Apparently, Basement didn't know, so there goes my joke. But
I
anyway,
didn't know about the meteor because Canada's fucking massive.
well, so is the United States, but we know what the fuck is going on.
So
in
we're
fucking-
massive with like 1/1000th of the population,
I got you.
and fuck that side of the world.
I mean,
No.
Agreed, but you should still come here.
You're
You know, I'm
in
not
the
saying
se-
fuck America. I'm saying fuck the other side.
Yeah.
Of Canada. No, I
Yeah, no.
think a lot of Canada news doesn't really travel outside of like what's happening in the province,
Local areas,
the
yeah.
province you're in. So they'll only talk about like meteorological, whatever the word is.
The weather.
Yeah. in like an area you're going to experience it, unless you want to
Yeah.
listen to the after news. Talks about shit from far
So
away.
we did that stink?
No, what Basement said.
Oh, so I just got when it comes to the weather, we used to give my mom shit. Me and my brother.
Like,
We
actually,
would sit there and it's like, Mom, why do you gotta watch the fucking weather? Because I want to know what it's gonna be like when I go outside. You just look outside.
and half the time it's fucking wrong anyway.
My brother would be like, Mom, this is a good like we'd be watching a baseball game, and Mom would turn the channel. Because, I mean she did rule the roost, so we did give her that 10 minutes, right? She's like, well, God damn it, the weather's coming on. Fine, Mom, just turn on the fucking weather. And then we'd sit there like, what? Shh, she go, be quiet, I'm trying to watch the weather. I'm like, Mom, just go outside.
What fucks me up with people that are in
Quiet,
love with
I'm
the
trying to
weather?
watch the
It's
weather.
like they'll be the next day. They'll be like, they said it was gonna rain. It's not raining.
Sorry, what a
Fucking
sentence.
fuck you.
Just what a
Or my
sentence.
brother,
Quiet.
my brother would respond to my mom. Well, they're both alive, but my brother will respond to my mom, be like, and if it's in the middle of winter, he'd be like, well, tomorrow it's gonna be cold as fuck because it's fucking winter. It's gonna be cold.
I just hate when people like pay so close attention to the weather, yet
my mom does.
but will do nothing that involves the weather the next day.
Like
Yeah.
my mom will be like, I need to know what it's gonna be like tomorrow for work. Mom, you live 2 blocks away from where you work.
And you work indoors.
And you work indoors, so it's not gonna fucking. She's like, well, I gotta drive there. I'm like, just take your time. If it's gonna snow, if it's snowing, get up. Just realize, oh my God, I just don't need to go fast.
The only time I'll pay attention to the weather is if, like, I hear something severe might be happening, because then it will
Flood,
change my
hurricane,
plans. Depending on
tornado,
what I'm
anything
doing.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
other
when
than that-
severe weather happens here, I really don't care.
No, because even here, it's like we're gonna get a tornado. I look outside, it's like
I know.
a small gust of wind. I'm like, okay.
No.
I don't.
Also, if I'm gonna get a tornado, what am I gonna do? Die, probably. I don't know.
So I'll turn on the
I'm-
TV.
I'm gonna
and I'll
hold on
sit
to the fucking
there.
pipes really hard. Like I don't know what else to do.
Right. So I'll just be like, I've told Heather, you know, I'm pretty good at the tornado thing.
What does that mean?
Yes, I am. Have we had a tornado yet?
No, but you
All right,
sit
sh-
there and pace back and
What
forth
the
from
fuck
the
is the
fucking bedroom to
tornado
the
thing?
living room, looking out every fucking window on the way.
It's just- yeah, but that doesn't mean, well, that's
When we
because-
were in Dickeyville, you came home
let this
early from work because there was your tornado on the way
well,
to
I've
us.
seen the fucking tornado.
Probably.
Anyway,
What's that?
This is
You're like,
cool.
yes, it is.
And 2 minutes after he changed, she's looking out the window again, and then all of a sudden he's just like, "Get ready to run!"
that is not fucking
Bullshit.
remotely true.
Where are you
Bullshit.
gonna run to though?
That's exactly what I said to him. When he did that, I was like, "Where?" If we went down to the hallway and went down the stairs, there's 2 giant windows in both directions from up the stairs and down the stairs. Every room in the apartment had a fucking window in it.
What the dog doing?
He's so full of
I
shit.
JP would be on the bicycle as the fucking witch. I know it.
He's full of shit. That's
He's not.
That's
not
full of
true.
shit. Ding ding.
She's full of shit. I wouldn't. Yes, I paced back and forth because I was a storm watcher as a kid. So
I wonder
would-
why. Turn on that weather. Hey, shut the fuck up, kids.
I am fascinated by fucking storms.
Yeah,
man.
no, I honestly think it's like it's important nowadays. Here, if like something severe is happening, for me, I'll get notification on my phone, so
Right.
I'll know, and then
No, I-
then you kind of pay attention.
I hear the sirens. That's when I say, okay, get ready to go in the basement.
We don't
But
have
I'm not
sirens.
gonna fucking. If I don't hear anything, I'm not gonna be like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna panic, but I will pace back and forth because as a kid,
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Child trauma.
as a kid, it would. We had a tornado. Not well, we didn't, but there was a town just. not
We
that far
heard
away
of a
from-
tornado, and we
that
prepared.
destroyed. So we didn't hear the sirens. The sirens didn't go off for it.
Because it
So
wasn't in your
that's
town.
why. Go ahead, keep making fun of me,
No, I said it
motherfucker.
wasn't in your town. Why would your sirens? go
Well,
off?
the tornado jumped over our house.
Boing.
It's
All I think of
essentially
is
what it
putt-putt.
did. It went boing.
We don't have sirens because we don't really get tornadoes. But the world's a changing.
But we do here. We get tornadoes all the time.
Yeah, I
It's-
think I will never I won't make fun of somebody for like taking the weather seriously because they will. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
motherfucker.
It will fuck you, but still funny sometimes.
Oh, it is.
Truck,
I'm not
it's like,
gonna
oh my
sit
god,
here and
lightning!
say-
I need to unplug everything in the house.
So Wendy's really scared of like it rains and wind. She freaks out.
She instantly goes to, "What if it's a tornado?"
And JP pacing back and forth. It could be. It could be.
Well,
It was like
I
it's like
know I reassure her she's gonna be fine. It's not what she thinks it
Hom-
is.
Homer did that once for Bart. He's like, "Son, I know you're afraid of like dying, but hey, sometimes you just can't control that things in life. You know. Hey, you can wake up dead tomorrow. Good night." And then walks away and shuts the light off.
And that's why I never
Did he
watched
show up with the fucking chainsaw later in that episode?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Damn it,
why I
chainsaw.
don't-
Go ahead, Brownie. Ah!
It's so dumb.
It's okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Is that everything?
I don't know.
I
unless
don't
just
have
gets
anything else.
something
Yeah, I think.
deep in the asshole. I was gonna say Jackbox, but yeah, looking at the time, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I gotta get up for work in the mañana.
Just quit, man.
figured.
Just quit. If you quit, I'll quit.
I want to, but I need the money.
I actually wouldn't quit if you quit. I was lying. I need to live.
I do it.
I'm sorry. I
Why?
had some topics to talk about tonight.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
No,
We talked about them
didn't-
already.
We talked about them
Was it you
already.
guys? Oh, okay.
Then why,
Let's
why,
see.
why are you
Keep going.
sorry?
You're the one with the
Because-
spreadsheet there, sir,
Wait, who?
Connor.
What?
He's the one with the spreadsheet for the score totals.
Uh huh.
So if you go, we can't do the tournament tonight.
You've got this. You send me the spreadsheet.
I'm
We have it
sending
shared.
you fucking nothing at this point in time.
I'm not
No,
sending you
Heather.
nothing.
I'm gonna
Heather
send
sent
you
it to
hate
me
mail.
originally. And
The last
it-
time I went in there, it wasn't updated to how you have it.
oh, hold
Oh
on, I can-
damn, Connor, you called out. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Listen, I am way too out of it right now. Let me see.
Wicked. That's one thing. Wicked's getting a lot of.
No, just the actress is getting.
Well, no, I think the movie itself is getting a lot of.
So I heard a couple things about it. I heard that the actress got like up in arms about a fan edit of the poster that is more real to the actual stage
Broadway
play.
play poster, yes.
And her thing is like, "Oh, don't cover my eyes. My eyes are the window to us." Shut the fuck up, bitch. Jesus Christ, you're playing a green witch. It's not life altering shit.
Fucking dumbass.
That's-
Jesus Christ, man. It's like
It's shared.
and any time when like a production of anything shits on its fan base, just I feel like Macaulay Culkin fucking putting those shotgun shells in, because fuck that group of people. And also you have the other girl who's like a strong wind, and she's fucking in Taiwan.
Oh, Snow White.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Jesus Christ, man. She looks skeletal.
Just fucking kill me.
I'm confused by why he's doing that. But anyway,
She
go
looks
ahead. Finish
skeletal.
it.
She looks skeletal. I'd never watched the movie anyway. I'm not a huge fan of it. I know my sister went to the play and she enjoyed it, and I'm like, good for you, whatever, that's fine. But it turning into a movie that has so much like, it's like Snow White now. This controversy around
Such
these
a
fucking
reach.
dumbass actresses that can't just. It's gonna sound
Play
bad, but
part?
just shut the fuck up.
So you just play a part. It doesn't have to be anything
More than
of-
that, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be. The world has changed, so this Snow White's not going to fall for Prince Charming, and these dwarves, they're not going to be real midgets because, excuse me, they're going to be CGI monstrosities. Welcome
Yeah.
to Snow White.
Oh, did you hear she recently came out and said, "I didn't realize it was going to go over that bad. I'm sorry." I guess?
She's a dumb bitch.
So,
and I hope she just
the
learns her
problem.
lesson.
The problem with Wicked is it's really it's a catalyst for a dream.
They're all on Ozempic.
Ozempic.
I
know.
don't know if it was altered, but I saw like the photo. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, what happened to these women?
Care if it was altered. I don't give a shit. I am a Wizard of Oz fan. I enjoyed the Wizard of Oz. The problem that I have with it is the characters in it are kind of really not main characters.
Well, I mean, your complaint is like more just why does this exist? My complaint is why is this like a talking point ever?
I don't
about
mind that it
anything?
exists, but it's based on a dream.
So
It's the dream of Dorothy had a dream, and the dream was that the girl, the woman that was the county's like.
what's with fucking singers becoming actors? I'm tired of it. They're all bad.
I agree.
You got Lady
I don't know. I
Gaga,
haven't-
who was
But I'm
passable.
going to tell you right now, Ariana Grande was an actress before
Yes,
she was a singer.
She was a
Yes.
kid actor.
And now she's
She's on Disney.
she's playing stand-in at like your class's biology course as the fucking skeleton. That woman
And
needs
I
a
don't know
sandwich.
who the other. I don't know who the other fucking woman is. I really don't.
All I know is she landblasted a fan for making art, and that to me is a huge negative. And it was
Yeah.
made in like
She did what?
so.
She called a fan racist and whatnot because of the fact that the fan had done a mock-up of the Broadway poster.
Okay.
But with her
And she
face,
was, don't hide my eyes. My eyes are the windows to my soul. They tell us everything. They tell us your life story.
so the Broadway poster
You get
was
melted
like,
by water, you dumb bitch.
yeah, the Broadway poster though was And honestly, it's literally a better photo than the photo they made of her eyes being closed, but her smiling as the Green Witch. With then her eyes aren't closed. Her hat is covering her eyes. That's all they did. All they did is they made the hat cover her eyes, and this bitch went like fucking insane about it.
Well, she's an idiot.
They're all idiots, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of the. Honestly, I hate celebrity culture. I hope they all fucking burn in hell. Like I'm tired of them being like.
You put fucking horns on her. She looks like a bull.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of like this world thinking like celebrities have anything logically to add. Most of the time, there's like, well, just this last election, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with all of them.
Yeah,
We're the Avengers. We're down with democracy. And then they lose. Shut the fuck up. It's the first time Thanos won.
That's another reason why the fucking Democrats didn't win. Because of that fucking goddamn ad.
And the like the self
democracy.
The self-importance and self-worth and the fucking ego to be like, well, I'm leaving the country. Who gives a fuck? Like, why would I care where you live?
Yep.
Like, it's so egotistical.
So it all comes back to what I've always said. I don't give a fuck what their political view is. They just need to entertain me because that's what they're good at.
Yeah, they're basically really well-paid clowns. I'm sorry, but that's it. So if you want to sit there and you want to be like, oh my god, if he wins, I'm leaving the country. Does that mean you're not going to make movies anymore? Are you leaving the country? Then why would anybody give a fuck? Nobody lives around you. You live in a gated community with nobody around you.
24/7 security.
Fuck off,
I'm coming day and night.
Just light yourself on fire. Do something worth.
Just fucking kill me.
I don't know why you keep doing that.
I'm tired of celebrity culture. I hate it. It's horrible.
No, I get it. I think Connor wants to go to bed.
I think he's gonna be forced to stay up forever.
Dying. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I gotta crash because I gotta work. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna skedaddle off. You guys have a phenomenal evening, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Connor.
Night.
Bye.
Have fun at work, asshole. Sorry,
I have tomorrow off, but we have to get Wendy to the bus and all that good shit.
Gotta clean the piss off the floor.
I already did.
Well, the next time it happens, because it will.
He'll be fine. He'll figure it out.
I don't have anything else, so
me neither.
I'm good for the night to end. Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out. Alpha has been a big contributor there. Arush and Chu for showing up, and anybody else that's listened to us. I know we talked a lot of bullshit. We don't hate anybody. We love everybody. Don't call the cops.
I agree. I'm with Basement on that one. I don't hate anybody. I'm sick of the bullshit.
Yeah, and I think most people are, and you're seeing it more and more. With the like,
I think everybody's sick of it, to be honest with you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have fucking done what they did.
Here. If Donald Trump became president, the vast majority of people are done with. When I say bullshit, I'm not like trying to discredit like movements and things like that. It's just like the overall forced nature of things. Like I'm tired of turning on a show or playing a game like Dragon Age. Been a fan for fucking 4 years. 4 installments, 3 installments. The game comes out and I'm like, I'm willing to buy this, try it out, and all I see is identity politics. I'm not going to buy that game, and it sucks because it's something I've loved for years, and now it's not for me. It's for someone else. If you want to make that genre and you want to do that with something, just create something else. Don't infringe on existing materials, and just see if people buy it. The reason that you infringed on existing materials is because people won't buy it. And you're fucking suckering people into buy it, and at the same time, you're kind of like, especially if it's like a game that's available for all ages, you are kind of exposing kids to something that I don't know if they should be exposed to. Pulling above! Fucking shoot me in the fucking head is all I can say. Why is that in any game?
Dude,
Terrible.
what?
Oh my god, you don't even want to know. You know what? I'll find it for you and I'll play it and you'll love it. You want to kill yourself afterwards.
I don't mind if they quietly add it in and make it as an option you can have for the character you're gonna play. Fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm fine with anybody
Don't
being.
plaster it all over my fucking screen and make the entire story about that.
Don't preach to me in a game. That's all. You can be a fucking transgender. You can be. I don't give a shit what you are. But if the game actually is built so you can't skip it and it's a cutscene that's going to happen and they're going to have to experience it. Oh, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know about that. Hold on. Let me
All right.
try to
Fair
make
enough.
this happen.
Mhm.
Pulling a barge. It's changing it on me. It knows. It knows.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
What?
I haven't had turkey yet.
I'll give you some turkey.
Well, we could have turkey for Christmas, just because
I don't
we
care
have
about
turkey
that.
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I'm saying we haven't done that portion of the holidays yet.
They all lump together and steal. So.
Only this time of year, never any other time of year.
Oh, July and Christmas in July, it happens. And what the fuck you're talking about? I'm just waiting on him to end the show.
I'm trying, but I need to
Okay.
show you the greatness that is an absolute actual fucking masterpiece of a game turned into this, which is so unfortunate.
I lean on vaping for my mental health for stress and eating disorder related things.
Yeah, well, this is an ad.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
thenewtruth.com.
Hopefully this is that.
So, Tash pries the enormous ruby out of the statue's eye socket. Except then it wakes up, and now it's real pissed that it's missing an eye.
Oh, my.
What kind of statue was this?
Big snake.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's a giant snake. What would have been better than that?
Dragon.
Maybe. I've seen dragons, though. Never a giant snake.
And now we've got a giant, angry, one-eyed snake statue trying to swallow Tash whole.
Wait, how does that work? Where would they go? Did it have a stomach?
Wait for it.
Best part is, while Tash is pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh,
I'm pulling a bar.
okay.
a barv.
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a Barv. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tash's back.
Oh, Tash isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a barv, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
Okay, I would stop it there.
So pulling a barb, and then they have to do push-ups. Doing push-ups makes it okay again.
So the whole thing is stupid as fuck because she's like, pulling a barf is you apologizing, yet it's you actually making it all about yourself, which she just fucking lectured people about.
Yes.
And this is all in relation to her calling her instead of they. This is in a video game.
Yeah.
An unavoidable cutscene in a AAA game. It's just lecture. Like, how? Why does this need to be in a video game? You can have this in the fucking science, fucking political science or fucking social studies class. But come on, man. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And this is like a video game with legit lineage. Like it's like if the next Halo game came out and did this fucking shit. That's where it is. I'm gonna go pull a barv and kill myself. Absolutely terrible. That's all I can say. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
I can't wait to see more video. Like, hopefully, this is something that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I'm like I said, if this was its own game, geared towards LGBTQ+,
Right.
cool. But that's the tag it gets in Steam. That's the first tag, LGBTQ+. Commandeering a AAA game that has nothing to do with fucking gender identity or gender politics, and turning it into it. Absolutely terrible. All right, we're all gonna pull a barf here and get out.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
That's so fucking bad. Like I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. That is.
I'm not sure I'll even play the game if it ever goes.
I'll
free.
never play the game because, and it's unfortunate. Well, it's not unfortunate because the game itself divorced. It's like the new Final Fantasy game divorced itself from RPG. It's some sort of action slasher. Don't care.
Right.
Gameplay I don't care about. And this, so Jesus Christ, why is she wearing a fucking hat on a fucking other hat?
It's the way Pirates did it. 'Cause one's a bandana and the other one's a hat.
That I can understand.
Pull a barf, guys. For
Pull a barf.
understanding.
If you do, just.
Some people can say sorry, but they don't mean it. This is like indoctrination. I'm sorry, but
It is.
fucking sorry is not enough when somebody misgenders you. They have to fucking get up and do 10 push-ups. What if the person that misgenders you is in a wheelchair? Pull him off! You push him over. All right, fuck this shit. Anyways, guys, we're out. We'll see you on maybe Tuesday for Resident Evil, but definitely Wednesday for HG D&D. And hopefully JP, I don't know. Now you're gonna watch fucking Full Gear, so I don't know when we're gonna review.
So Saturday, it's a Saturday or is it Sunday?
I don't know when we're gonna review.
I'll figure it out. But I'll probably do something on Friday night before HGGM.
All right, that's cool. It's always good.
Like I did this. I'll
The last 2 weeks.
play a little bit of Madden before we. That's what I did this past Friday.
All right, well, we're out of here. Catch us soon. Peace out. Pull a barf.
Night, guys.
Pull a barf.
Pull a barf.